But Gary will have to trot in and get that ball out and back into the dugout. As the count falls to 1-2, and Boesel searches for his first strikeout today.
Also, at that minor league game a little bit ago, there was a fan out in left field who kept taking balls and chucking them back onto the field because they didn't realize the game was going on. That's kind of like that. That ball goes into the fair ground.
1-2 pitch. Ooh, almost got him fishing there, but he clips it just to stay alive as Coupland will trot to recover that ball. Boesel, nice idea with a slider away, as Dugdale did just throw his hands at it. Barely got a bit of it. I think now Boesel can really go anywhere he wants with this pitch here. We'll see. 1-2 pitch here. Swung on, batted weakly. Boesel throws to second. Caught in a pickle now. Reed throws back to short, and they get him. Man, we talk about his base running. Crawford there was just caught sleeping. It was a soft ground ball back to Boesel. He goes to second as you have Crawford, who's just in the middle of the baseline. He couldn't decide where he wanted to go.
And that's one where you drill this when you practice. Hey, a ball hit to the right side, your runner at second base, you're taking off for third, right? And then a ball hit to the left side of the infield to third or short. You kind of got to read it and make sure you don't get that doesn't happen right there. But that's a tricky one. That's like a chopper back up the middle, and you're thinking that might get past Boesel on the mound, but I mean right to his glove, and then makes it really easy. Joe Thornton had one like that. I believe it was in game 1 of the series. Yeah, it was, because he was the starter in that game, and Joe Thornton had come back to right to him, runner on second like that, and Joe Thornton just kind of didn't even mess around with the pickle. He just took it into his own hands and just football kind of tackled the runner there at second to get the tag and get the out. So I mean, Boesel just hands it off to his fielders though.
Granger now takes a first pitch outside for strike one, and if you're wondering, that out there goes down as a 1-6-5-6. Little complicated there, and a fielder's choice for Dugdale. The count's 0-1 with a runner on first, scoreless here in the first. Pitches in the dirt now, 1-1. Granger batting .333 with 2 doubles and a home run this season. Boesel collects. Checks back to first. No tag applied as Dugdale's in there safely. The lefty Granger steps in, open stance. And the 1-1 offering. Swing, ground ball up the middle. Ahu hits second, throws to first, got him. Alika Ahu ends the inning himself. That's the double play, and it's still scoreless as we head down to the bottom of the first here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Link Transit is your free, clean, and safe ride to where you need to go. Whether you need to go to work, school, run errands, or taking a day trip to Leavenworth or Chelan, Link can take you there. Save gas and don't worry about parking. Plan your trip with Google Maps, Apple Maps, or the Transit app. Skip the fuss. Take the bus with Link Transit. NCW.news is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.news provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lake Chelan Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.news and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit ncw.news for local news you can trust.
Hey, AppleSox fans, let's talk about community. Today's broadcast is proudly sponsored in part by the Salcedo Group of Companies, now celebrating 25 years of HVAC, electrical, and high-scale development excellence right here in the Valley. But Salcedo is more than business. They actively back over 70 regional schools, nonprofits, and teams. From global philanthropy to the home turf, Salcedo is proud to be locally grown and dedicated to our community. Thank you for investing in our valley. Salcedo Group of Companies.
Still scoreless here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Let's take a look at the starting batting order for the Wenatchee AppleSox. Leading things off in center field, it's Jonah Shields. Right behind him in right field, it's Kai McGarry. Then batting third, the DH, Jake Overstreet. Behind him, Joseph Coupland doing the catching today. He's your beer batter of the day. Then in the 5-hole, it's Kainoa Santiago in left field. Then it's Landon White at first base. After him, Cooper Brass at second base. He was the player of the game last night. Then in the 8-hole, Alika Ahu, who just had that ending double play there a few minutes ago. And lastly, rounding everything out, Terrell Reed at third base. On the mound, it's Jack Thompson for the NorthPaws. And on play-by-play, it's Jackson Dodd.
Thank you, Smith. Jonas Shields steps in. First offering to him. Off speeds just low for ball one. And Jonah leads the AppleSox in average, hits, and he's the only guy on the team who's hit a triple so far. Thompson gets a sign. The right winds back and deals. Pitch is taken in the dirt. Good eye there, and the count goes 2-0.
Yeah, Shields has 11 hits so far this year, leading the team. 5 of those were in game 1 of the series. He had 5 hits and was player of the game, so I mean, just
impressive. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody on. And here's the pitch. Fastball just outside, and it's quickly 3 balls and no strikes on the leadoff man. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Salika Hahu had a really good double play to end the top half. The pitch from Thompson. In the dirt, ball 4. And Shields will go the easy way.
You're getting a little bit of deja vu to the top half of the first because, you know, Crawford was led the NorthPaws for stolen bases. He got on base to lead off the inning. Jonah Shields leads the team for stolen bases, and he's on base to lead off the inning. So both teams getting their best base runners on base to start today's game.
This is a really good spot here for the AppleSox now with Shields on first base. Like you said, lots of good speed there. Kai McGarry now digs in. Thompson looks back, fires towards the plate. Pitches outside and low for ball 1.
You want to talk about a lot of speed. McGarry is pretty quick. He runs a sub 6.5 60-yard dash, puts him in the 99th percentile. He was a guy who's drafted out of high school and is now with ASU.
1 ball, no strikes the count. Pitch from Thompson. Clips the outer black for strike 1. And, you know, we talked with McGarry pregame, and he had a really cool answer as to why he wanted to go to college. It was a very mature answer, and that's what it was. He said he wanted to develop his game, and it was cool how out of high school he was thinking ahead. As Thompson will now fire in the 1-1. Runner goes as he swings and grounds it short. High hop there. Stopping up short will be Shields. And, oh, boy, he had a chance to go 3 there. Would have been cutting it close. But just like that, McGarry will stroll in with a single after a terrible hop. It just hit the lip and bounced all the way over the head of Lauterbach.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens on JUCO fields like this. You know, the field here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium is a bit of a hybrid of everything. And you have the grass inside part of the infield, the dirts, running lanes, and it's really easy for balls to kind of just hop over the shortstop Lauterbach like that.
Jake Overstreet now. Deep breath by Thompson. And the pitch. Clips the outer half for strike 1. Now a really good spot. You got Shields, who, I mean, guaranteed, one just with positioning, but also with speed. Balls to the outfield, he's going to score. Mm-hmm. And as well as McGarry, who's just as fast, who's at first. He can make first to third just as easily. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to shortstop. Runners at advance. Throw to second. That's an out. And the one there relays in time. And a double play. The runner does advance to third. But now it's 2 outs with the man there.
Now batting, the catcher and your beer batter, number 20, Joe Coupland.
So Jonas Shields now at third. Joe Coupland steps in now, the cleanup batter. He leads the team with 8 RBIs. First offering on the way. Hits him right in the ribs. Coupland, though, unfazed. Not even looking at Thompson. He'll just stroll over to first. And now it's first and third. gives you a little bit more confidence, makes the situation feel a little bit better now with 2 outs, as Kainoa Santiago will step in.
That one's got to hurt. I mean, just kind of hit him flush. And, you know, he's on first base. So runners on the corners now for the AppleSox. Santiago, a left-handed batter, wind blowing out towards right field. And it's a bit of a short porch here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Santiago's due. Would not be surprised if he just launches one over that wall.
Agreed there. Thompson fires towards the plate. Swung on and batted away foul. It'll go 0-1. And that's something head coach Mitch Darlington told me in the offseason, is that when they were looking for guys, they looked for lefties. It wasn't just for that especially, but it was an added bonus because they know the short porch. Wind always blows out there. And they picked up some guys like Kainoa to do that job here. 0-1 the count. Runners first and third. The pitch will clip the outer black for strike 2. Kainoa, a little shake of the head there. I don't think he agreed with that. But it's 0-2 now with 2 outs. Runners first and third scoreless here in the bottom of the first at Paul Thomas. The windup and the pitch. 0-2 is in the dirt. Good slide and block by Butts to keep it in front of him. And it's 1-2. Middle infield back, corners playing pretty relaxed. Slight shift in the outfield, bit to the right. And the 1-2. Swung on and fouled away. It'll hit off the helmet of Butts. Santiago will stay alive.
Hey, what a name, Butts. That's his last name, too. It wasn't his first name, so I wonder how one comes by the surname Butts. What origin is that?
You heard of Big Jumper.
Yeah, now you've heard of Butts.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Runners first and third scoreless. Thompson gets his sign, fires towards the plate. Off speeds just outside. Great take by Santiago as he'll walk around and regather himself. 2-2 now. Beautiful day on this Sunday night. Clouds scattered across this light blue sky. And the 2-2 pitch. Fastball high and away. Count goes full. Seeing some great discipline by Kainoa here. So he was 0-2 early. Now 3 straight balls. Thompson winds back, fires the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled away towards the parking lot. And he will stay in there.
And this is something that you've seen a lot from the AppleSox. You said it right there. He had an 0-2 count, and now he's worked it full. Everyone on this AppleSox lineup seems to be able to do that, to just take 0-2 counts and work them full. One guy who's really great at that is Nico Pauletto, who has worked quality at bat after quality at bat this year.
3-2 from Thompson. High, ball 4, bases loaded. And just like that, the AppleSox have a chance to get 2 runs in here as Landon White will dig in.
And right now, for the AppleSox, you really hope you can strike first here in the first inning and kind of turn things around at the plate. The AppleSox are not one of the best hitting teams in the West Coast League. They have a 243 batting average, team batting average. At one point, they were below 200, and they had the worst one in the entire league. They kind of turned it around after last night's, and right now you can continue to turn it around here at home.
Bases loaded, scoreless. The first pitch, swinging a line drive, left field. That'll drop down for a base hit. First run will score. Rounding third is Copeland. The throw in is got him. First run will score. Copeland just barely doesn't make it. He might have slipped underneath it, and head coach Mitch Darlington's going to go walk down and talk to home plate umpire Jacob Fisher to confirm with him here. It was a very late call.
That was, I mean, the home plate umpire has been all series long taking his time, making the ball and strike calls and the safe and out calls as well. Was really trying. I mean, from where we could stand, could see up here in the press box, the throw beat him. He slid head first. You can see him kind of trying to move out to the side, a little bit of that swim move. And, I mean, if you ask me, I think Butts definitely got the tag down on him. And, I mean, Darlington, you're going to plead your case because, as we saw last night, every single run counts. You can't afford to let anything get past you.
Yep, exactly. So now it's 1-0 AppleSox, but did not get that extra run here. You're listening on the AppleSox Radio Network.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves your car with a rock chip or broken windshield, take it to Discount Auto Glass. Locally owned, Discount Auto Glass specializes in rock chip repair, windshield replacement, mobile service, window tinting, and calibration service on all makes and models. Get your rock chip repaired at Discount Auto Glass, 888-0072 and at 901 Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, across from 7-Eleven.
Discover what Premier Senior Living is all about at Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care in beautiful Wenatchee. Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care communities provide seniors with a stress-free style of living that enhances the mind, body, and spirit. There's always so much going on, from shopping trips to gardening to fitness activities. Plus, you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that trained care staff are present 24/7. Schedule a private tour experience at Blossom Valley and Blossom Creek.
Hey, it's Stacy with the Floor Factory is Flooring America. Whether you're looking for a small project or a large one, from special order options to our large selection of in-stock, we can help you. From the latest color and style trends or to more of a classic style, we can help you. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl, laminate, and even sheet vinyl. Come check out our newly updated showroom and our last chance bargain basement. They're great for do-it-yourself, or we have professional installation available too at 13 South Wenatchee Avenue. It's where friends send friends to the Floor Factory.
That inning ended in dramatic fashion there as a run did score, making it a 1-0 ball game, as Joe Coupland then tried to follow that up, trying to go for home. The throw was in time, but there was an argument as to whether he got underneath the tag or not as he tried to do a swim move and dance around the catcher butts. But, however, the final call by Jacob Fisher, the home plate umpire, was the third and final out of that inning. But the Sox do take an early lead here as it's now top of the second. Jackson Dodd, Smith, Sly, happy to have you on this Sunday night. Boesel fires towards the plate as Tate Martin will swing and line that one in the AppleSox bullpen. Count will go 0-1. Boesel picked up a save earlier this season, but his first start tonight on the mound as he fires home the 0-1. Sliders in there for strike 2. Martin with 4 doubles this year, batting .235. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Good block by Coupland. And the count will go 1 ball and 2 strikes. Middle infield back. Brass in the outfield grass. And the 1-2. Swing and a weak line drive. That'll drop down right in front of Santiago, one-hopping him. And an early single for the NorthPaws to start this ball game. And the first hit for Kamloops.
I don't know about you, but I feel like Santiago could have made a catch on that. Seemed like he was within range, slowed up, which, I mean, like, you're trying to read it, and you don't want to get past you because you don't want a single to turn into a double, but, like, he was in range. If he dove, he probably could have got that. He's a good defensive outfielder. I would love to see him maybe get a little bit more effort on that play.
First pitch to Drinkle is in there for strike 1. Yeah, I think he just needs to trust himself just a little bit more.
He's a young guy. He's a freshman.
He has it in him. He has that quality. But again, I think he worried a little too much there as Boesel will try and pick off Martin, but he walks in safely there. So again, runner on first. Nobody out. 0-1 now on Keegan Drinkle. Boesel, breath, fires towards the plate. Fastball just off the plate, and count will be 1-1.
Yeah, Santiago just finished his first year at Gonzaga. Didn't play all that much as a true freshman. And it's hard to, on a team like Gonzaga, who were the WCC regular season champions, a lot of talent there.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball. That's ranging out of play towards left field. And the count will be 1-2. Boesel still searching for his first strikeout tonight. But he's done a good job of pitching to contact and getting outs. So there is that. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Man on first. Boesel fires towards the plate. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 2.
Yeah, Boesel played this past season with UW, and now he's in the portal. He's looking for a new home this next spring. When we were talking to him, he mentioned Houston. So he's going to go down and visit there and look at some schools in Texas.
Keep the options open as once again he picks back but Martin will glide in safely at first.
That's a bit of a move there from Seattle, Washington to Houston, Texas.
Yeah, polar opposites there.
I know.
Here comes a 2-2. Slider is just a bit high. The count will go full now. That was a very close take.
That was about as close as it can get. Apparently he's got a good eye.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Boesel. Breath and the pitch. Same exact pitch there. Gets a swing and a miss. And he sits him down, picking up his first strikeout today. 1 out with a man on first.
And you know, another guy who loves Houston is Kai McGarry. We were talking to him in pregame BP. He is a big Houston Astros fan, which is, you know, much to feel our chagrin. We're both Mariners fans.
Yep.
So.
I'm cringing right now as you say that.
I know.
Here's Marcus Butts batting 200 as the first pitch inside. He turns away to avoid getting hit, and the count's 1-0.
And what makes it even weirder is McGarry, I believe when we were talking to him, he said he was from Spokane initially, so he's a Washington kid, and he's an Astros fan. That should be a crime.
The 1-0 in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Martin with a very short lead over at first. Boesel winds back and deals the pitch. Swung on, fouls it off into his own foot, and the count will go 1-2.
What you're kind of seeing here from Boesel, you saw it with the first at-bat to Crawford where he ran a pitch inside and hit him, is that Boesel's kind of pitching into him a little bit, trying to keep him off the inner part of that plate and jamming him like that. Like you saw like that kind of a jam shot, he fouled it off his own body. So Boesel kind of just not afraid to go into their kitchen.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. Swung on and slapped the other way into the 4-hole. Rounding second, but chopping up there will be Martin, and runners are now at first and second base. 2 hits now in this top of the second for the Northpaws, still scoreless.
And that was like an Ichiro hit right there. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, righty batter, not a lefty batter, but like that same kind of pitch away, and you just throw the bat and hope for the best, and you just hit where they aren't.
Bit of a slap shot there.
A slap shot, exactly. We're not playing hockey.
Oh. So runners first and second, 1 out, as Dylan Decker digs in for the Northpaws. First offering him, swung on and missed. He was looking for a fastball there. He's way out in front of the off speed, and the count will be 0-1.
And Decker's a Kamloops native, so not a long commute for him to play for the Northpaws.
Hometown team.
Exactly.
Next offering high, ball 1 ball and 1 strike. Decker batting .333 with an RBI and double this season. Boesel shakes off this sign. And we'll like this one here from Coupland. He looks at second. Will fire towards the plate. Pitches in the dirt, 2-1 now.
You want to talk about hometown kids? You're from Wenatchee, broadcasting for the AppleSox. Short commute for you. Bit of a longer one for me. I'm from like Carnation, Washington. It's about a 2-hour drive, but I mean, no better place to be in the summer right now. Wenatchee, just a gorgeous part of the state of Washington, specifically in the summer.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Here comes the 2-1. Off speed. Will clip the outer black. Really good pitch by Boesel there. And now again, looking for his second strikeout after 2 hits given up in the second. He didn't give up any in the top of the first. It was actually a 1-2-3 inning after a double play by Alika Ahu. Boesel will try and catch Martin sleeping there by picking off to second, but no man was there to cover second base, so he'll just walk back to the rubber. 1 out, runners first and second, scoreless here. Boesel winds back and deals the pitch. Popped up foul out of play, and the count will stay at 2s. Boesel looking for the strikeout. Looks at second again. Ahu very close to Martin. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 called. Decker does not like that one there, and a bit of hesitation too on that final strike 3 called. sat there for a second, and strike 3.
You know, I feel like all the batters in this series for the NorthPaws and for Wenatchee are going to get whiplash by the end of this because they are just whipping their heads around when they hear the call on some of these strike 3 calls or ball 4 calls. They're just really, you know, the zone is a little nebulous would be the word I'd use.
So 2 outs now after 2 strikeouts by Boesel. As the first pitch to Lauterbach is in there for strike 1. So Boesel's had pretty much the opposite spectrum for all the batters he's faced in this inning. It's been a hit or a strikeout.
So if the pattern holds, this means that Lauterbach's going to get a single here.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we break the status quo here. 0-1. The pitch on the way high for ball 1. Lauterbach hitting .217 right now with the NorthPaws. Infield in a little bit, looking to go to any bag here. And the 1-1. In the dirt and away, ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike to count.
You know, we were just talking about Decker being a Kamloops kid, so you're really close to the NorthPaws. Mm-hmm. Lauterbach's from Shreveport, Louisiana. That's about as far from Canada and Kamloops as you can get. So you got to wonder what the thought process is that brings you to Canada.
You go down from the bayou to up north. 2 balls, 1 strike to pitch. Here comes Boesel. Swung on and slapped foul straight back. Count will be 2-2. Boesel looking to sit him down here as the outfield has quite the shift. Center fielder Shields is pretty much lined directly behind second baseman Brass. Lauterbach wants to stay alive here. Boesel fires towards the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. That's 3 strikeouts in the second. All today for Boesel. It's 1-0 AppleSox as we head into the bottom of the second here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Your teenage years are full of unknowns. Your bank shouldn't be one of them. With People's Bank Teen Access Checking, account holders can build healthy money habits while learning to manage their spending. There are no monthly service charges, no balance requirements, and if the parent or guardian has an existing People's Bank account, adding Teen Access takes less than 10 minutes. You know your teen, we know banking. Teen Access Checking from People's Bank. Easy for them, easier for you. Member FDIC.
Hi folks, Kelly Herschel from Valley Tractor and Rentals, your one-stop Kubota shop. Kubota and Valley Tractor is keeping it simple. You want the best-selling compact tractor? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact excavator? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact skid steer? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling diesel zero-turn mower? Buy a Kubota. You want the best? Buy a Kubota. Kubota and Valley Tractor since 1948, Baker Flats, East Wenatchee.
Come celebrate Independence Day at the 12 Tribes Colville Casinos with our Independence Day hot seats. From noon to 4 p.m. July 4th, every hot seat player will have a chance to win up to $1,000. Play your favorite game for your chance to hear your name called for a hot seat and be one of 15 guaranteed winners walking away with $1,000. Don't miss the Independence Day hot seats July 4th at all 12 Tribes Colville Casino locations. Cooley Dam, Lakesaline, and Omak. 12 Tribes Colville Casinos. Far from the ordinary, close to the adventure. Gambling problem? Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700.
Your official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM. KCSY Twist, the greatest hits of all time.
Cooper Brass leads off the bottom of the second here for the AppleSox. Jackson, Dodd, Smith, Sly, happy to have you. And Brass, Smith, I mean, you could attest to this. He's made quite an impact with the Sox. He's only had 8 ABs, and he's batting .625.
Yeah, 5 hits, 5 RBIs. I mean, 3 of those RBIs, 3 of those hits come in just last night.
First pitch to Hames, swing, ground ball up the middle. First pitch, ambush tactic. And just like that, Brass picks up another hit and stats up his batting average. Man, this guy, quite a hot streak.
He can't be stopped, man. He just cannot be stopped. And that right there is kind of his MO. He's hitting balls hard on the ground, up the middle, and splitting the infield. Like, he's just hitting it where they're not. So not the most power from Brass, but he's getting singles, and he's hitting with runners on, too, as well. So doing both. He's getting hits and getting RBIs.
Mm-hmm. Alek Ahu now, the recent high school graduate, as Thompson picks back to first, but Brass slides in safely. And it's funny, I graduated on Friday, and I'm a senior just as Ahu himself, but pretty opposite sides of the spectrum. He's 6'4", 210, while I'm 5'4", 140. First pitch to Ahu. Swing, chopper over to shortstop. Lauterbach throws to first. There gets the out. Fielder's choice. But Brass will move on to second base in scoring position, so Ahu does do his job. Same as a bunt.
Number 9,
Yeah, you interviewed Ahu for the pregame interview, which was on the 10-minute video they play in the scoreboard here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, and I was giggling to myself a little bit because when you were asking, you'd ask the question on the mic, and then you'd hold the microphone up to him, and I was like, it really reminded me how tall Ahu is in comparison to like a normal human being.
Oh, it's funny. Here's Terrell Reed, still searching for his first hit of the season. First offering to him. Swinging a ground ball, hit the other way towards second base. Martin throws to first, gets the out there. 2 outs now, but again, runner does advance over to third. Top of the order now. Here's Jonas Shields.
And I know he doesn't get on base there, doesn't get a hit, but I'm okay with that for Terrell Reed, who's struggling so far this year. Hitless on the year. No hits, no RBIs, 10 strikeouts. That leads the team. He has the most strikeouts on the AppleSox, so it's good to see him have basically a productive at-bat there. Ground to the right side, move Shields into, move the runner into third base, so now Shields can possibly drive him in.
Shields again leading the team with 11 hits. First pitch to him is inside for ball 1. And that shows right there that Terrell Reed's going in with a really good approach. He knows what he needs to do. He needs to move that runner, and that does sacrifice his own batting average. But he's choosing the team over himself, and with that mindset, hits are going to come. 1-0 here on Jonas Shields. 2 outs, man on third base. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Fly ball left field. Ranging to his left will be Saunders. He'll make the grab. And that'll be the side. The AppleSox still lead 1-0 here as we head into the top of the third here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Eric's European Auto Repair and Sales is proud to support Wenatchee AppleSox baseball. Eric's is the #1 place for European auto repair anywhere in Central Washington. For service, repair, diagnostics, and more, visit ericseuro.com. That's ERIKSEURO.com to book online or call or text 509-888-7696. Open weekdays 7:30 to 6 with after-hours pickup and drop-off available. Enjoy 50% off rental cars when your vehicle is in the shop.
Foster parents provide the safety, love, and nurturing every child deserves. Many kids are just looking for someone to talk to have fun with, to share their life with. Interested in being a foster parent? Call K Connections at 888-2006. That's 888-2006. K Connections, enhancing the lives of those they serve at 2121 North Wenatchee Avenue.
Getting bored with the white walls in your house? Let Exterior Solutions and Alexandria Moldings brighten up your interior. Available in various sizes, Alexandria Moldings lends to great project ideas. Use them to build up beautiful moldings, design wall and ceiling panels, and practical shelves. They can also revive your staircases to their natural shine. Exterior Solutions can help you find just what you need. Alexandria Moldings at Exterior Solutions, 151st Street Southeast in East Wenatchee.
Left fielder.
Welcome back to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 1-0 AppleSox for the play-by-play. Here's Smith Sly.
Thank you, Jackson. Yeah, like you said, 1-0 moving into the top half of the third here. Boesel still on the mound for the AppleSox. He's going to be facing Camden Sanders and Cade Crawford and Evan Dugdale. The first 3 batters he'll face in the third. And the first pitch is on a beeline to the Evo Shield of Sanders, and he's on base with a hit by pitch.
And that's why you wear that right there. You've seen so many guys now with the hand guards, the shin guards, the chin straps, all of that, which sometimes it is a little excessive, but when it comes to that right there, you got around 92, 93 thrown straight out your elbow. You got to have that extra protection. Because I can speak for myself, taking just 70 to the elbow with nothing on there, that's not great. Not at all.
And we got a change here. Instead of Cade Crawford, the NorthPaws are going to bring in Elijah Label. So he takes over for Crawford in the leadoff spots. And now he's got a runner on with no outs here in the third inning. Still 1-0 Wenatchee on top. Boesel kind of looks over his shoulder, and now he'll lazily pick off to first, and no tag applied. So Label's been playing in the past 2 games, did not get the start today, but now comes in a pinch hit situation. The pitch to Label, that's high and away for a ball. Now Label out of Fukuoka, Japan. I really pray I'm pronouncing that right. 1-0 count with no outs. A label from the left-handed batter's box. Boesel, the pitch. A breaking ball. He chops to second. Grabbed by Brass. He doesn't have a play at second base, so he'll just throw it to first, and they get the out, and it moves Sanders into second base.
Now batting, the right fielder, Evan.
You said earlier he's from Japan, and I think it's so cool to see the outreach of the WCL. I mean, you have guys from Canada, you have guys from obviously the U.S., and then you guys have from Japan. Mm-hmm. And it's so cool to see that this league brings people together in the common love of baseball.
And it's a bit of a weird path there for a label from Japan to the University of Arkansas Monticello, and then now up to Kamloops. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just make that make sense. A crazy journey, and it's just that's why baseball is such a crazy game. It just moves people around the world and just exposes you to a variety of different cultures and areas, as Dugdale will foul this one off his leg, and it's strike one to him. And so Dugdale was the starting pitcher in game 1 of the series. Started in the outfield last night and is now in right field tonight. So no rest for the wicked. 0-1 count, runner on second base. That's Sanders, and the pitch is a check swing. They'll check down, does not go, and that's ball 1 to the chagrin of Sox fans here.
You mentioned no sleep, and another part of the WCL was right after this game, Kamloops get on the bus, and they're driving the 6-hour ride back home. Most likely to play another game tomorrow.
1-1 count for Dugdale with 1 out and 1 runner on. 1-0 Wenatchee leading here in the third. Pitch from Boesel. A slider that is lifted high and deep to left field. Santiago will sit underneath it and make the catch. The runner tags, but he throws on the brakes and will just walk back into second base. Yeah, you mentioned that 6-hour bus ride there. You know, I was traveling with the team up to Edmonton for the first series of this year. Played 2 games there. You were supposed to play a third. Gets rained out, and because of the rain as well, they canceled the flight. And we got to get back to Wenatchee because then we got to head over to Bellingham the next few days. So we just make the 15-hour bus ride south from Edmonton to Wenatchee. I don't know if you've ever been on a bus ride that long before, but it does things to you. Here's the first pitch to Granger, and that's on the lower outside edge for a strike.
You know, Smith, I can't imagine that. I mean, my longest road trip was probably 6 hours on that bus.
Yeah.
And that was enough for me. You had 10 more.
I don't even know how to describe to you, like, time just loses meaning on a 15-hour bus ride. The 0-1 is right past his toes, and that's ball 1. So 1-1 the count with 2 outs here in the third and a runner on second base. That's Sanders. He led off the inning with a hit by pitch right off his Evo shield. And right now he's in danger of getting stranded. And of course, Granger wants to trade places with him. 1-1 pitch from Boesel. Here it is. That's blown away, blocked up by Coupland. Way to work there to keep that ball in front. If it gets past you, that will move Sanders in the third, and then he's just 90 feet away from tying the game.
Yeah, Coupland's done a great job today of moving his feet, sliding, dropping down, putting his body on the line to prevent any further extra bases.
2-1 pitch. Boesel. Here it is. That's inside. Jackknifes him away, and that gets past Coupland, and that'll move Sanders in the third. What's it called, Jackson? Oh, the announcer's curse. That's what it is. The announcer's jinx.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how he does such a good job of keeping the ball in front, and that one gets past. I mean, that's not really his fault. That was just kind of a yanked pitch by Boesel, so it's more Boesel's fault than it is Coupland's.
A little bit of a wild pitch.
A wild pitch, yeah. 3-1 counts for Granger, the pitch. Runner was really bluffing towards home, and the pitch is high and outside. That's ball 4, and that's going to set up runners in the corners.
Now batting, second baseman, Tate Martin.
That's the first walk of the game for Boesel. He's had 2 hit-by pitches already. So, and then, of course, that one wild pitch right there. So I wouldn't necessarily say he's wild, but he's just kind of, when he's missing by a lot.
Yep.
And now he's going to bring up Tate Martin, batting from the right side, and the pitch from Boesel. That's outside. Coupland's got it, keeps in front, and it's ball 1.
Yeah, really outside there, but when he's on, he's on. Like, he'll go on a streak where he's hitting a spot every single time, and then he'll have stuff like that where he'll hit a guy or it'll be way high, and he's just going to dial that in.
1-0 count to Tate Martin. The pitch from Boesel is a slider, dots up on the outside edge, and that's strike 1.
Martin thought about it there.
Yeah, because that slider's looking really good. A lot of good late break on it. It's got good movement. And, if Boesel can keep using it, he can have a pretty good outing here today.
Agreed.
1-1 pitch. Slider got him swinging. What did I tell you? That pitch is looking real good out of the hands of Boesel. And Boesel 1 strike away from straining 2 runners and hanging a 0 here in the third. Can he get it done? The 1-2. That's spiked. It kicks away from Coupland, but Sanders will not come home. He thinks twice, stutters his steps, and then runs back in the third. Coupland fired the ball to Boesel, who was covering at home, and it almost got away from Boesel. That would have been brutal if it kicked away because the runner wasn't even going, and then you throw it away and allow him to score. But luckily for the AppleSox, that does not happen, and it's still 1-0 in their favor.
Tested their luck there, but thankfully it came out on our side.
Exactly. 2-2 count still to Tate Martin with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Here's the 2-2. Outside, and that's ball 3 to fill it up.
Another slider there.
And that one just couldn't quite get in the zone. That was a swing. That was a chase pitch, a swing and miss pitch. That's the one you start middle and you hope they just go after it thinking it's a fastball. Here's the payoff pitch from Boesel. Runner takes off to second, and that's ball 4 skipped in the left-hand batter's box, and the bases are loaded.
Boesel now showing some command issues here. And just like that, Quincy Vassar, pitching coach, is going to go head out and talk to him.
Yeah, he's got to get things under control and just kind of help him out here. Hey, while they talk, let's take a second to thank Banner's Bank. At Banner's Bank, we're excited to cheer on the Wenatchee AppleSox at home and away games. Banner Bank, member FDIC. We're huge fans of local sports in the community and proud to support AppleSox baseball. We hope to see you at the ballpark. Banner Bank, member FDIC. So, yeah, Vassar's going to bring in the whole infield to talk things over. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and still 1-0 AppleSox on top, but one swing of the bat here could give the NorthPaws the lead here in Game 3 of this 3-game series. AppleSox won Game 1 and Game 2, and they win the series, and they want the series sweep. And I was mentioning in the pregame show the fact that the NorthPaws had yet to have a game where they've scored less than 6 runs, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And they were in danger of breaking that streak last night, and then got 6 runs in the 9th to hit their quota. The first pitch to Drinkle is high and away, and that's a ball.
And the fact that they're 2-6 was that as well.
We were talking to one of the members of the Kamloops media team, and he had a really great point that they are just a few runs, a few out calls, a few strikes away from being 5-2 versus 2-5, as this is shot sharply to Brass at second. He's got it, makes the throw, and that's the inning. Wow, Boesel gets into trouble, but wiggles off the hook. No runs off, no hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. What an inning from Carson Boesel, the starting right-hander today for the AppleSox. Hey, you're listening to AppleSox Baseball. It's 1-0, the Sox on top on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
I have come to the conclusion that one useless man is called a disgrace, that 2 are called a law firm, and that 3 or more become a Congress. And by God, I have had this Congress.
250 years ago, the spark was lit, and a new America was forged in the flames. From the Numerica Performing Arts Center and Jamie Donegan Productions, Hot August Nights features Tony Award-winning musical 1776. July 31st through August 15th at the Numerica Pack. Tickets for 1776 now on sale at numericapack.org.
Mission Ridge, proud sponsor of AppleSox Baseball, says, let's go, Sox. Hope you're enjoying the game. Head up to the Chair 5 Pub at Mission Ridge. Open Fridays through Sundays all summer long. It's your spot for great food, local drinks, and unbeatable mountain views high above the valley. Whether you're wrapping up a day on the trails, looking to cool off from the summer heat, or just want a relaxed place to hang out with friends and family, the Chair 5 Pub delivers. Keep the good times rolling after the final inning. Visit missionridge.com to learn more.
Wenatchee businesses, step up to the plate. Firefly is your hometown MVP for managed IT and cybersecurity, protecting your time and tech since 1992. For a limited time, Firefly is offering a free vulnerability scan to help pinpoint the gaps in your security and bring clarity to your risks before they turn into errors on your scoreboard. Call 509-663-TECH today to secure your scan and stop the bad guys from stealing home.
Wenatchee Chiefs and Layers went on to play the
AppleSox still on top here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 1-0 your score. And leading things off is going to be Kai McGarry. After him, Jake Overstreet, and then Joseph Coupland, your 3 guaranteed Sox here in the bottom half of the third. And the first pitch from Thompson. McGarry squares the butt and drops it right in front of Thompson. It's hanging up, though. The throw to first is not nearly in time and a bit high. And that's a bunt single to lead things off here in the third.
McGarry was safe by a mile there. I mean, he was sprinting and giving 110% out of the box. I mean, and there's a perfectly placed bunt. It was perfect on all sides of that play right there. And sometimes you got to have a little small ball to get things going your way.
And the Sox are not unfamiliar with small ball. It's kind of their MO. Again, not the best hitting team in the West Coast League, but they just find ways to manufacture runs and make it work. As is Overstreet now getting his second at-bat. He grounded into a double play back in the first, so he's 0 for 1. The pitch to him, McGarry bluffs, and this is shot to the left side and into left field. Back-to-back hits here for the Sox.
They're finally starting to pick it up now, and that's why you bunt. Because you get a guy on base, and now if you didn't do that before, there was no guarantee he's getting on base. Now you have a runner in scoring position. And you mentioned, you know, they're not the biggest hitting team, but that's all with leading the North Division. At 5-2, it's very commendable.
So that's Joseph Coupland, the beer batter of the day for the Sox. He's got 2 runners on, no outs here in the third. Thompson from the stretch. The pitch is a slider that missed low, and that's ball 1. And if you can string hits together, you tend to win ball games. And that's kind of what the Sox do. They don't hit for a lot of power, so not a lot of doubles, not a lot of triples, home runs, nothing like that. But they just get bunt singles or quiet singles to the outfield. Here's the 1-0. And that slider missed really far inside and almost hit Coupland. And you know he was getting a little deja vu. He was hit by a pitch in the first and, of course, was thrown out at home plates on the last play of the inning. So 2-0 count now for Coupland, the sophomore from Danville, California. He's going to be playing with Long Beach State next year. Here's a 2-0. That's a fastball. That's inside and just misses the zone. So 3-0 the count.
You mentioned home runs. The AppleSox only around 4 or 5 home runs this season. Coupland with one of them.
3-0 count. 2 runners on. McGarry at second and Overstreet at first. And the 3-0 pitch dances in for a strike. And Thompson able to battle back in the at-bats. And that was a great count here for Coupland. He's the beer batter of the game. So if he gets a single here, that's $1 off Kona Big Wave for anyone here in the ballpark. If it's a double, it's $2 off. If it's a triple, it's $3. Home run knocks $4 off. Here's a 3-1, and he kind of shoots us to the right side. That splits it, and that is going to move everybody up 90 feet. They hold McGarry at third, so bases loaded, and everyone here in the ballpark has $1 off their beer.
Really smart management decision there by head coach Mitch Darlington. You could really tell McGarry wanted to go home there. But Mitch knew, was like, no, we don't want to risk this. There's no outs. There's no need for us to risk that there, risk you as a potential run to score when there's no outs. We can keep you here, there, and trust our guy right here, Kainoa Santiago, to pull you in.
And you have the lead, too. It's not as though you're down in this game. You need to tie it up or anything like that. It's early, too. It's just in the third inning, still 1-0, Wenatchee on top. As Thompson's set from the third base side of the rubber, the first pitch to Santiago is skipped off the plate, blocked up by Butts, and that's ball 1. 1-0 count. Bases loaded. You got McGarry at third, Overstreet at second, and Coupland at first. Here's the pitch. This is line to the right side, and that's a base hit. That scores a run. They're going to hold Overstreet at third, but the Sox extend their lead 2-0. 4 straight hits for the Sox here. Wow.
Station to station, baby. 4 straight singles. They're just moving one bag to the next. You can't ask for anything more.
And the Sox just keep shooting balls to that right side. Because, McGarry had the bunt single. Overstreet just kind of torched that ball through the left side. And the past 2 hits from Coupland and Santiago have both been balls that split the right side. And now here comes the pitching coach for the Kamloops NorthPaws coming out to talk to him, because now this game still only 2-0, but they're, very, very early in this game. And while they talk, let's take a moment to thank Buddy's Home Furnishings. Buddy's Home Furnishings has furniture, home electronics, appliances, and computers to suit any home. Whether you're looking for a sleek and modern or classic and cozy, Buddy's has furniture for every room that we know you'll love. With our flexible payment options and free delivery and setup, you'll be glad that you went with Buddy's. And so the TED Talk out there on the mound concludes, and now it's Landon White batting for the Sox. He is 1 for 1 today. Had the RBI single in the first to score the first run of the ball game. Of course, the inning was over after that because Coupland got thrown out trying to score run number 2. And the base is still loaded for the Sox, and Landon White will foul this one off right field side.
I think that's just a very important and mature quality to have, is to hit the ball the other way. Especially in this collegiate league or even in college in itself, there's so many guys who can pull the ball, hit it a mile out of left field. But if you can hit it the other way, you're just as valuable. And I think that stigma is starting to finally go away.
0-1 pitch is grounded sharply up the middle. Lauterbach's got it, flipped to second. The throw to first is high, and it kicks away. So the second run will come home to score. That makes it 4-0 AppleSox. Man, the NorthPaws were just a throw away from a double play, and instead it will allow 2 runs to score.
And man, that's clutch there, and that's why you never give up. You got to keep on digging out of the box. He could have easily just strolled over to first, expecting that double play to happen, but you got to dig it out. If he didn't run as hard as he did there, they wouldn't have forced the quick throw to first, and that ball would never gotten away.
That's Cooper Brass now, and he checks swings, and yes, he does. That's strike 1. Now, Brass 1 for 1 today, had a single in the second, was stranded at third, though. And he's got 1 runner on. That's Landon White, who just got that RBI fielder's choice. So that's 2 RBIs tonight for Landon White. He's 1 for 1. That pitch is inside, just misses the Evo shield of Brass. That's ball 1 for the at-bats. Now, Cooper Brass started at New Mexico, then went to Utah Valley this past spring. He batted .202 there in 32 games. The 1-1 right past his belt buckle. That's ball 2. Cooper Brass, in that first year with New Mexico, won an MWC Freshman of the Week award. That was in the early goings of the season in February. So he had a lot of talent coming into college. Here's the 2-1. Kind of jams him. He shoots it up the middle, right to Lauterbach. He'll step on the bag himself. Throw to first. He got it. 6-3 double play there for Lauterbach to end the inning. And the Sox do get 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and leave nobody left on base. 4-0 your score here from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. You're listening to it live on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
The Loop Trail Cafe wish the AppleSox the best of success this season. Locally owned, the Loop Trail Cafe has a great menu for breakfast and lunch. Start your morning off with a local famous zombie or breakfast burrito and a cup of coffee or tea. During the hot summer, you'll find ice cream cones. Get a scoop on the Loop. The Loop Trail Cafe, across from the splash pad in the Riverfront Center building at 1 5th Street, Suite 160 in Wenatchee.
When saying goodbye feels overwhelming, Brookside Funeral Home is by your side. The Moeller family and our staff, now serving the Wenatchee Valley with the same award-winning compassion and dedication we have shared for years as an independent, locally owned funeral home. Brookside Funeral Home, helping you honor life and celebrate memories. Brookside Funeral Home, here for you when it matters most. Learn more at brooksidefuneral.com.
When you need prescriptions filled, visit Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy. Locally owned and in business since 1945, Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy is your friendly Health Mart pharmacy ready to serve you. They've made it their goal to meet the special health care needs of families throughout North Central Washington. Stop in or use their convenient drive-thru to get all your questions answered and prescriptions filled. Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy, 509-662-5801 and at 820 North Chelan.
Contact Leibke Insurance for your home, auto, life, health, business, and farm insurance. Here before you need us, peace of mind delivered online at Leibke.com. First pitch to Marcus Butts is inside for a ball, so 1-0 goes the count. Here's the next pitch. And that's outside, but on the edge for strike one.
Boesel, some command issues last inning, but after a mound visit there, he dialed it back in.
Here's the 1-1. Slider right there. That's strike two. And like you said, he's dialing it back in. And Marcus Butts batting now. 1-2 count. He played hockey when he was back in high school. And, you know, playing hockey, having the last name Butts, definitely got made fun of a lot in high school. This is line off the glove of Boesel, but right to Brass at second. He makes the catch. Wow, life flashing before your eyes for Boesel, but it ends up with an out.
That was inches away from Boesel's face. I mean, he practically folded over to avoid getting hit from that ball as, of course, just with the way he throws, he really collapses down the left side of the mound in his delivery. And that, I don't know if that brushed his hair, but whew, that was a close one.
And here's the first pitch to Decker, and that is somehow high for a ball. That looked like it was about as center cut as you can get. And no, that's why I don't play college ball, because I'm pretty sure you'd have a ball come back at me like that, and I would just hang him up. And here's the 1-0, and really swung on and missed by Decker. Took a hack and a half at it and got nothing on the barrel.
Yeah, Kamloops still scoreless this ball game. They're trying to get something going, but Boesel's handling them very well right now.
1-1 pitch, here it is. And that's skipped on the white line of the batter's box for ball two. It's 63 degrees here in Wenatchee. A little bit of winds. No clouds really at all. A few wispy ones, but that's about it. 2-1 is a slider that he drops onto that outside edge, kind of a backdoor slider. And 2-2 now the count. And there's still one out here in the top half of the fourth inning. It's 4-0 AppleSox on top in a pretty big way. Here's a pitch. Lined hard up the middle, and just out of the reach of Ahu. Dived to his left and can't make the play. It's a single for Decker.
Really good effort by Ahu there. He was maybe just a step from getting that ball. I mean, that's why, 6'4", that guy's got some great reach on him to try and grab that ball, but he hit it just hard enough to get out of his reach.
And if only he was 6'6" or 6'7", he could have made that play. That's Kenner Lauterbach now for the NorthPaws, and the first pitch to him is cut on and missed, high and inside, and he really had no chance of getting a barrel to it. So one runner on for the NorthPaws. That's Decker at first base, just at that single a few seconds ago. 6:35 p.m. here in Wenatchee. Game time was at about 5:35. First pitch was perfectly on time. And the 0-1 to Lauterbach. He chops this over to Ahu at short. He's going to flip to second, get the out, throw to first. They got him. Wow, what a play there for the AppleSox. 6-4-3 to end the inning, and we're into the bottom half of the fourth. 4-0 AppleSox on top here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Hey, get the goat off the AC vent. This time of year, we are right there with the goat, hanging out and trying to stay cool.
Folks can start quotes on our website, WenatcheeInsurance.com.
And you can schedule an in-person video or phone appointment.
No one should have to sweat about insurance.
We are a locally owned independent agency, so we can walk people through a variety of options.
Make sure you're covered, maybe even save some money.
So give us a call or text today, 509-295-9055.
And then get back to the AC with the goat.
At Banner Bank, cheering on the AppleSox is just one more way they show their appreciation for the Wenatchee Valley. When it comes to your finances, it's all about how they can help you move forward with truly personal service, smart financial solutions, and being the local expert by your side when it matters most. In fact, Banner Bank has been named one of the 100 best banks in America by Forbes for 10 straight years and one of Newsweek's best regional banks again this year. Stop by your local Wenatchee branch or visit bannerbank.com. Banner Bank member FDIC. Ford is now batting for America. Now they're the official automotive partner for Major League, Minor League, and Little League Baseball. On Saturday, June 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Pat Armstrong Ford invites you to a fun meet and greet with the Wenatchee AppleSox. While you mingle with the players and team, Melt Company Gourmet Grilled Cheeses will satisfy your hungries with their cheesy menu of sandwiches and more. See you Saturday, June 20th, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. at Pat Armstrong Ford in East Wenatchee.
At Valley Tractor and Rentals, they promise to deliver best-in-class customer service before, during, and after the sale. And their people make sure that that promise is kept. Levi Ahu is going to lead things off for the Sox, and he goes chasing in a top-shelf breaking ball for strike one. Now, Ahu ended the top half of the fourth with that 6-4-3 double play to hang a 0 in the third frame, top half of the fourth frame. And the next pitch to him is a slider low away for a ball. Now, Ahu's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to short his first at-bat in the second. And Thompson winds very slowly, and the pitch is inside, and that's a strike. And again, the zone a little mobile here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Now, Ahu, he's going to be playing for Stanford next year. Kid from Honolulu, Hawaii. Just graduated high school. Here's the 1-2. And got him swinging at the top of the zone. Man, that ball wasn't even close to the zone, but Ahu just trying to tomahawk it out, and that's strike 3.
You can see his visible frustration there, too. He knows it. He's a young kid, but he's going to learn from that, bounce back from that.
And that was the first strikeout of the night for Thompson. You know, like you said, Ahu, really young kid, incoming freshman, just graduated high school, but he's shown a lot of poise here in Wenatchee. And the first pitch to Reed just eludes the bottom rail for a ball. And that's just something you don't see from a lot of college guys like that. Guys going into college, having that much kind of poise to be able to have a performance he had last night, an two-run RBI double late in the game. As the 1-0, it kind of jackknifes him away, and that's ball 2. Because, Levi Ahu, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 1 double on the year. It's already making an impact for the Sox, and that's ball inside, ball 3.
I think it's a good for Reed here again, having that really good situational at bat, moving the runner along. Last day being now, just showing plate discipline. He just needs to get it rolling. He doesn't have to get it all at once. Just take it slow.
3-0 pitch from Thompson. Skipped, ball 4, and that's a walk for Terrell Reed.
And now, Smith, I'm wondering how much longer Thompson is going to go.
Now batting for your AppleSox, the center
He's
fielder,
been getting, you see, I wouldn't say shelled. Shelled is, oh, wow, that's a double. Oh, that's a home run. Oh, that's a single. It's like, it's just been the AppleSox bleeding him to death.
Yep.
And, I mean, that's just kind of what the AppleSox do. And, again, not a lot of power in the bats of the AppleSox this year. Only 1 home run. That was Joe Coupland's in Edmonton. And so, I mean, you almost feel bad for Thompson because he's getting balls on the ground, but they're just hitting it where they're not. And the first pitch to Shields, he fouls this back kind of in on his hands at strike 1.
Yeah, broken in on his hands and pretty high, too. You could tell he was trying to go yard with that swing right there.
Yeah, Jonah Shields, not the most amount of power. 5'8", 175 pounds.
Short king, as some would say.
Short king. Only 1 home run in his college career. Here's the 0-1 from Thompson. No, he'll pick off to first. Ooh. That's close, and they got him. And I don't think Terrell Reed realized at first that he was out. Sees the umpire moving into position, puts his palms up, and now there's 2 outs here in the 4th.
That's unfortunate there, especially after that 4-pitch walk. Trying to get something started, and now you're back to square one.
And it just feels like Terrell Reed just can't stay out on the base pass. Still has no hits on the year. Gets picked off there. Hasn't been on base all that much. And the 0-1 to Shields is a slider in the dirt, and that's ball 1. Yeah, Shields out of Minot, North Dakota, has played the past 3 summers with the Minot Hot Tots in the Northwoods Division, the Northwoods Summer League. And here's the 1-1. Outside edge, paying for strike 2. What a name, the Hot Tots. Whew. It's why you love Summer League Baseball, Minor League Baseball, too. They got some crazy names in Minor League Baseball.
Like the Fish Sticks coming up here in July.
That's a fun team to play. 1-2 count for Shields. Long hold from Thompson. Finally agrees on a pitch. Deep breath. Talking to himself behind the glove. Here's the 1-2. And that's yanked outside for ball 2.
I believe it was Harlan Rowe who said he's a Fish Stick alum.
Yes, he is. He played for the Fish Sticks. He came up to me during pregame BP, and both of us have a common friend, Monty Tenney, who just graduated Washington State. He said, hey, Monty says he likes the haircut. It's 2-2, and this is line to left center field. Oh, wow, no! Almost a great catch there from Dugdale. He laid out to try and snatch that ball, but it kicks out of his glove when he came down, and that's a double for Jonas Shields. He slides in feet first. 2-out production from the Sox, but almost allowed out center.
You know, if you're Dugdale, nothing to be ashamed of there. He had that ball the whole entire way until hard contact on the ground, and it just knocked loose there. But you got to give it up to him. That was a heck of a play.
Full effort. I mean, I said it before, Dugdale, the starting pitcher in game 1, he's been playing the past 2 games from the outfield. I mean, just a workhorse. He has been working his butt off all series long, and you saw it right there with that full effort play. And here's the first pitch to McGarry, and he will chop this foul right to Mitch Darlington, who reaches up and makes the grab on it. And Darlington, he's still got some athleticism in the older body, an unk, as we might say.
Don't count him out yet.
Still a young man. 0-1 count for McGarry, sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona. Here's the 0-1 from Thompson. And that's low for a ball. Yeah, McGarry going to ASU. He's played the past 2 springs there. Go Sun Devils. And Jackson, you're going to ASU next fall.
Yeah, I'll see him down there.
You will. Is it going to be fun possibly calling some baseball games and seeing a former AppleSox?
Dude, I can't wait. That interview's going to be great.
1-1. He chops this right to Lauterbach at short. Kind of gets him on the belt buckle, but he makes the throw and ends the inning. The AppleSox get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and leave 1 man left out on the base paths. Still 4-0. Sox on top, moving into the 5th inning here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves your car with a rock chip or broken windshield, take it to Discount Auto Glass. Locally owned, Discount Auto Glass specializes in rock chip repair, windshield replacement, mobile service, window tinting, and calibration service on all makes and models. Get your rock chip repaired at Discount Auto Glass, 888-0072, and at 901 Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, across from 7-Eleven.
Hi, this is Jeff Rounds, president of Libke Insurance. Accidents can happen to anyone at any time without warning. At Libke Insurance, our goal is to provide help before you need it. The right protection, competitive rates, and caring professionals. That's value. That's Libke Insurance. Don't be caught without the right protection. Peace of mind is just a call or click away. Let's talk today.
Lipke Insurance. Call 888-902-1800. Online at lipke.com.
Hop into my Chevy. We're gonna take a ride. We're going down to Easy's Burgers where the food is dynamite. Easy's Burgers. Easy's Burgers. Oh, yeah. Fast, friendly, and delicious. They really do it right. Serving up those burgers every day and every night. Big kids, little kids, mom and dad too. Easy's Burgers. Made fresh for you.
Camden Sanders is going to lead things off here for the NorthPaws. Top half of the 5th inning, and the first pitch from Boesel is a slider that's chopped back to the fence. And Boesel out for his 5th inning of work here in today's game. And on play-by-play, it'll be Jackson Dodd.
Thank you, Smith. 0-1 in the count here. Boesel gets his sign and fires towards the plate. The pitch, slider, catches the in half for strike 2. Boesel's slider has been working all day today. Well, his fastball's been pretty inconsistent. Every once in a while, he'll get it to hit exactly where he wants, but usually he's been spiking it or leaving it way too high. The 0-2, swing and a miss on the slider. 3 pitches and an out, and that'll now bring up top of the order Elijah Olable.
Now batting.
Man, Boesel, that was his 4th strikeout, 5th strikeout of the day. Oh, that was his 4th strikeout of the day. had to make sure I do some quick math here. Make sure that was in fact the fourth strikeout.
Label pinch hit in the third. It's the first offering is batted away foul towards left field, hitting the bathroom door, and the count is 0-1.
And hey, before this inning too, the AppleSox did their ketchup and mustard race. It was an exciting race.
It was.
And we saw who won, but we'll tell you who won at the end of this inning.
0-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball over to first base. It will be foul, and the count will go 0-2. Another potential strikeout here for Boesel.
Yeah, so fans, if you're listening, lock in your pick. Was it ketchup? Was it mustard? Who won the ketchup and mustard race? It was an exciting one, I'll tell you that.
It was exciting. Lots of drama.
Lots of drama. There was a stumble at one point.
There was another one.
There was two. It was insane.
Lots of contact. Copeland give his signs to Boesel. Boesel shakes that one off, likes this one here, though. The windup and the pitch, the 0-2 on the way. In the dirt, ball gets away from Copeland, but nobody on the bag to worry about. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Label grounded out to second base in the third after pinch hitting for Cade Crawford. One, 2 on the way. Just low. And the count will go to 2s now with 1 out. Nobody on. AppleSox leading 4-0 here in the top of the 5th.
And it's a bit of a head scratcher to have a label pinch hit for Crawford, who's one of the best bats in the NorthPaws lineup.
On the 2-2. Swung on, line drive the other way, left field, just foul. And I'll trot on back. Boesel trying to get a strikeout here, but Label not making it easy for him as the infield all the way back, expecting a ground ball here. Boesel gathers himself, winds back and deals the pitch. Swung on, chopper over to second base, gloving it as Brass. He flips it to first, and there's the final out. Second out of the inning. Another ground out to second for him, and man, that's just the dagger for him. He keeps on pulling it weakly. The other side, he's got to find a way to let the ball travel and hit it the other way, but it is good for the Sox. Here's Evan Dugdale. First option from Boesel is a slider outside for ball 1. And I like that here, Smith. He's finally figuring out, all right, slider's just the go-to pitch now, and then work off of that rather than the other way around. Next offering, fastball, batted away. Count is now 1-1.
And yeah, we've been giving Boesel grief for the control at some times. He's been getting runners on, but I have to admit, he's been stranding them when it matters. 5 runners stranded already so far in this game, so he's done a really good job of when his back's against the wall, he doesn't kind of turtle up. He fights back and gets himself off the ropes.
Next offering, swung on, fly ball out of play past right field, and the count's 1-2. And only 3 hits today as well in 4 2/3 innings of work. That pitch count is starting to get higher up. We'll see how long he can go. The 1-2 on the way. Swung on, line drive straight to second base. Bratt gloves it, and that's the side. 1-2-3 inning. AppleSox still lead 4-0 as we head into the bottom of the 5th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
NCW.News is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.News provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lakeshore Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.News and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit NCW.News for local news you can trust.
Batter up for a big milestone. A proud proud sponsor of today's game, the Salcedo Group of Companies, is celebrating 25 years of trusted HVAC, electrical, and development work in our valley. Beyond their expertise, Salcedo is hitting it out of the park with philanthropy, generously supporting over 70 nonprofits, churches, and schools across Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties. They're proud to be locally grown and committed to keeping our valley a great place to call home. Thank you, Salcedo Group of Companies.
Hit a home run with LocalTel Communications. For over 40 years, we've been Central Washington's trusted telecom provider, delivering fast internet and reliable phone service. Whether you're streaming the big game, video chatting with loved ones, or running your business smoothly, LocalTel has you covered. Join the LocalTel family today and enjoy the best connectivity in the region. Visit us at localtel.com to learn more.
Overstreet.
Jake Overstreet leads it off here in this bottom of the fifth inning as the AppleSox lead 4-0. He's currently 1 for 2 today as he scored and had a single on the third after the AppleSox string together 4 straight singles. Thompson gets his sign from Butts, winds back and deals. Here's the first pitch of the inning. It's high for ball 1. And me and Smith were talking. We forgot to mention who won the catch of a mustard race. Smith, let the people know.
Let's give him a drum roll, please. 'Twas Mustard.
The 1-0. Check swing. He holds it back. It's high. And the count's 2-0.
It was a fun race, too. There were a couple times where both Catch and Mustard kind of took a tumble on the warning track there, kicked up some dirt. That's a tough one. You get a face full of dirt when you're trying to win that race.
Exactly, the 1-0. Swinging a hot shot down the left field line into the AppleSox bullpen, but that will be foul, and the count will go to 2-1.
And there were some kiddos out there on the berm just in front of the AppleSox bullpen. They almost got drilled with that ball, and it just kind of weaves its way through them. No one hurt out there.
A little close for comfort, though.
Really close.
2 balls and 1 strike the count. Thompson gets his sign, fires towards the plate. The pitch, swinging a line drive left field. That'll drop down for a base hit. To the left of Saunders. Sanders will glove it, gets the ball in quickly as Overstreet leads this off with a single.
Man, that's a loud single there from Overstreet. He really hit that hard off the bat, and he's been hitting the ball hard today. That single that he had in the third, was one that he just, smoked off the barrel, but on the ground in the left field. And that one, if that gets past Sanders and left, that's a double easily, and that was hit hard off the barrel as well. So he's just getting a lot of solid contact from Overstreet.
Agreed. Joe Coupland here, 1 for 1 today. First offering from Thompson. High and a little outside for ball 1. And I initially thought off the bat that ball was going to roll past Sanders. At least the way it was hit and the way Sanders was running to it. But he had just enough of a stride to glove it and get it in time. 1-0 on Coupland. Thompson gets his sign, fires towards the plate. The pitch, swinging a ground ball over to shortstop. And it'll get past Lauterbach as the runners will move up 90 feet. And that's the first error of this ball game.
And that's a little comedic error there from Lauterbach. He went over to make the play. It hit off his glove. And he transitioned like he was going to turn and throw. Went through the motions, but just the ball wasn't there. And that's fortuitous there for the Sox. Now they got 2 runners on and nobody out here in the bottom half of the fifth.
And just stringing hits together here. That's what happened in the third. And they got 3 runs out of that as the AppleSox lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. Kainoa Santiago now. Freshman from Gonzaga. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. One ball and no strikes to count. And lots of good company at Gonzaga for Kainoa. Thompson looks at second, fires towards the plate. The pitch popped up sky high. Butts ranges back, but it will go out of play. Thankfully hitting a no seat. And Smith, you nearly caught that.
Man, I'm kicking myself. How close do you think I was to that? That was almost...
That was an inch. That was an inch.
I was right past the tip of my fingernails. That was just right there. I didn't want to reach forward too much. I don't want to knock the computer off the press box, but... Man, I don't think it was with the net here, you don't get very many balls back to us. And that might be the one chance this summer I have to make a play. Darn.
Don't be too hard on yourself. It'll happen again. I have hope for you. 1-1 here on Kainoa. Thompson gathers himself, deep breath, fires towards the plate. The pitch, off speeds in there for strike 2, and Kainoa knows it. He walks away, nodding his head. And folks, for those obviously you can't see here on the radio, that ball, high fly ball, it hits the seat, ricochets all the way up here, which is a considerable amount up here in the press box. Smith reaches out and just grazes his fingernails. 1-2 here, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball over to shortstop, high hop there. The roulette at second, they get the out there, but do not go for first, and runners are now at first and third with 1 out. AppleSox still lead 4-0.
Yeah, that's a tough play there for Lauterbach. You know, it's chopped to him a bit slowly, so he doesn't necessarily have enough time to twist to there. So you just throw to second, and Martin covering the bag, he's able to get the out there and just no play at first. So, you know, fielder's choice is going to put Santiago on. And now, Landon White, he's already has 2 RBIs today, 1 from a single, 1 from fielder's choice. He wants to get his 3rd RBI of the night.
Runners first and third. Here comes the first offering to him. He checks swings but fouls it away. And the count will be 0-1. And Landon White picked up his first hit today in the top of the first. And he got an RBI out of that as well. And then he follows it up in the third with a fielder's choice. But with that fielder's choice, picks up 2 RBIs alongside that. So a really good day for him. Runners first and third. Thompson fires towards the plate. The pitch slapped away, foul. And again, the AppleSox, not a ton of swing and misses tonight.
They do a really good job of, if you're going to swing, you know, stay alive. Get some kind of piece on it or put it in play. Because if you put a ball in play, the other team makes errors. That's the thing. The AppleSox have been capitalizing on errors probably more than anyone else in the WCL. They just put balls in play, make them make tough plays, and when you force the defense to make tough plays, what's going to happen? They're going to make errors, and that's kind of what's happened in this series and just this whole season thus far for the Sox.
Couldn't say it better myself. Runners first and third, 4-0 Sox here. Bottom of the 5th, Thompson checks back to first, sliding in safely, though, is Santiago. Santiago has reached every single at-bat today. Landon White looks to continue that streak as well. Thompson, breath, fires towards the plate. The pitch, line drive, right field. Almost tagging will be Overstreet, but he will stay at third as it was hit too hard for him to come home there. It'll now be 2 outs with runners at first and third.
The announcer jinx strikes again. You were saying, like, hey, he's preach face every single at bat, and then he lines out there. We can't say anything. We just got to keep our mouths shut.
I'm just bad luck at this point.
It's part of the job, you know. It's just working hazard.
Cooper Brass now steps in. He's 1 for 2. Single in the second. Thompson fires. The pitch clips top of the half of the zone, and the count will be 0-1.
I should say, too, Landon White taking that at bat with Santiago at first. The common denominator, they're both Zags.
Can't beat that there. Go Bulldogs.
Go Cougs.
0-1 count. Runners first and third. Runner goes. The pitch, swinging a ground ball, just foul. And just like that, Kainoa will have to trot on back.
Yeah, I go to Washington State University, and the Cougs making it to regionals this year. And they played Gonzaga a couple times, and I think there were 2 games where Gonzaga just, blowout isn't even the right word for it. They just beat the brakes off the Cougs. But, hey, we got the last laugh in the end. We made it to regionals, and Gonzaga was knocked out in the WCC tournament.
There you go. 0-2 pitch. Swung on a foul straight back. Whew, that one was right out my eyes there. Thankfully we have a net here. Smith, that could have been your one. You could have saved me there.
Just take the net away. Just give me a glove up here. I'll make a play. I'll find some way to glove it.
Once again, runners first and third. 2 outs here. The 0-2 count. 4-0 Sox. Sox have 10 hits today, while Kamloops only a mere 3. Thompson gathers, fires the pitch. Swing and a weak ground ball. Good dig out third by Decker. He fires the first. And there's the final out of the inning. AppleSox pick up 2 hits, but leave 2 men on. There's no errors and no runs. It's still 4-0 as we head into the top of the 6th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Your official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM. KCSY Twist, the greatest hits of all time.
Have you ever thought about how much you're on your feet? A comfortable pair of boots can make a real difference. If you've had a hard time finding a good pair of boots, visit Neil's Boots, Shoes and Repair, where you'll find a good selection of Danner boots, including Light 2s, Vicious, and Radical 453s. They also carry Smoke Jumper and Hawthorne white boots. Neil's Boots, Shoes, and Repair, 811 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Dr. Scott Bibbins Family Dentistry. Friendly professional staff where they take care of all of your dentistry needs. Fillings, cleanings, root canals, crowns and bridges, orthodontic appliance therapy, oral surgery, and dental implants. Complete dentistry for the whole family, where their experienced staff takes pride in offering comfortable care in a relaxed atmosphere and strive to exceed your expectations. Dr. Scott Bibbins Family Dentistry, now at their new home at 445 Mission Street, across from Banner Bank in Wenatchee. Convenient parking off Mission and 5th Street.
Since 1977, Hagelin's Trophies has provided North Central Washington with the best in awards. Capture those special memories with a trophy, plaque, or award from Hagelin's Trophies. They also engrave name badges, desk and wall signs, and can customize your badges, signs, and awards with your logo on their laser engraving system. If you need promotional items, they can help there too. Hagelin's Trophies, 123 North Chelan in Wenatchee, and at Hagelin'sTrophies.com.
Well, it's a new man on the mound for the AppleSox, number 32, Levi Grothen Smith. Tell us about Grothen.
Well, Grothen, he's a freshman out of Woodinville, Washington, kind of over by where I'm from. I'm from Carnation, Washington, so kind of a stone's throw away from Woodinville. He's out of Cal State Bakersfield. This past spring with them, only made 2 appearances, so not very many cameos for him. 15.43, that was the ERA for him in just 2 1/3 innings pitched. He had 5 strikeouts and 2 walks, so a fairly good strikeout to walk ratio there.
First pitch to Brock Granger is outside for ball 1.
And Grothen's a simple man, just the fastball and the slider. That's it for the arsenal.
Can't beat that there. As long as you mix it up and set it up well, you'll be successful. The 1-0 count. Swing and a miss slider. Really good location there. He started outside and it finished right in front of his back foot.
That's giving me flashbacks to the Matt Brash slider on Ramirez. That was a historic swing.
1-1 the count. Infield shifted to the right. The pitch just outside, and the count's 2-1. Granger is 0 for 1 today. Grounded out in the first and then walked in the third. Comes the 1-1. Swung on and lied foul back into the net. Count goes 1-2.
And that was prime Matt Brash, too. That was when he was just carving guys up. And not to say that he's not good anymore, but he's just, dealt with some injuries in his career. Still a great, Mariners legend, Matt Brash, in my opinion.
Here comes the pitch. Slider swung on. Shallow center field moving in and calling everybody off his Shields. He'll make the grab. And there's the first out.
Shields has run a long way in for that. He's fast. Shields is arguably the fastest member of this AppleSox team. Easy play there, but running in a long way. Can't underappreciate how.
Yeah, and with the wind too, it gets unpredictable.
Exactly, big league pop-ups.
Here's Tate Martin. Here he's 1 for 2. First pitch to him is a strike for in there at the outer half. 0-1 the count here. Grothen gets a sign, fires to the plate. Fastball's just a bit high, and it's 1-1. Martin, .235 this year, has 4 doubles for the NorthPaws. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball deep left field. Santiago ranges towards his left, but called off by Shields. And there's the second out. Back-to-back catches there for Shields.
And Shields, last night, he had a catch in left field. I believe it was Overstreet last night in that corner outfield spot. And there was a catch that Shields had that was quite literally taken from Bad News Bears. Like, the ball was hit right at Overstreet in left field, and Shields just quite literally just ran over and just pushed him out of the way to make the catch.
First pitch slider in there for strike 1. And man, that slider has some great break on it. He started it off in the middle of the righty batter box, and it finishes in the heart of the plate. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball swing and a miss right by him. The count's 0-2.
Man, he's kind of showing why he only needs a fastball and a slider. If your slider's good enough,
why not? Yeah, why not?
You don't need to throw everything in the kitchen sink,
No balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch. Swung on and popped up foul. Count will stay 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Still 4-0 AppleSox in this bottom. He seems to be top of the 6th here. 0-2 pitch. Slider did not fool him there as it finishes near his back foot. Counts 1-2.
That's the definition of a back foot slider there.
Sox very efficient today as well, defensively and on the mound. The 1-2. Swung on, fly ball down the left field line. Santiago works towards foul territory. He'll make the grab. What a play. Santiago moving miles to get that ball. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. AppleSox still lead 4-0 as we head into the bottom of the 6th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Summer starts with membership at the Rack. Pack your calendar with camp, rack, swim, and tennis lessons, summer swim team, indoor and outdoor pickleball, tennis tournaments, play programs, and so much more. It is so easy and fun for the whole family to stay active and fit all summer long when you join the Rack. Summer classes and camps are filling fast, so don't delay. Call the Rack today. That's Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club, or use the Rack app for program registration. See all the details at rack.org or call 662-3544. The Rack, where we play every day. Come experience the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing at Pybus Public Market, your family-friendly destination for exceptional craft beer, great food, and a welcoming atmosphere. With 20 rotating taps featuring Hellbent craft brews and local ciders, plus a full bar and local wine list, there's something for everyone. Their chef-driven seasonal menu showcases the freshest local ingredients with bold American and Pan-Asian flavors in every dish. Open daily, visit the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing and embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley.
Link Transit is your free, clean, and safe ride to where you need to go. Whether you need to go to work, school, run errands, or taking a day trip to Leavenworth or Chelan, Link can take you there. Save gas and don't worry about parking. Plan your trip with Google Maps, Apple Maps, or the Transit app. Skip the fuss. Take the bus with Link Transit.
It's time to paint the corner, brought to you by CW Painting.
New pitcher on the mound here for the NorthPaws, but first off, we'd like to give a shout-out to Exalt Wellness. Transform your wellness journey with Exalt Wellness, from lymphatic drainage and skincare treatments to stress relief and body sculpting. We offer personalized, non-invasive care. Visit exaltwellness.com and breathe new life into your life today. So, Smith, new guy here for the NorthPaws. Who we got?
That was Cade Bridges, right-hander, 6 feet tall on the dot, 180 pounds. He's a junior from Omaha, Nebraska, the home of playoff baseball for college athletics, for college baseball. He's at Doane University. He's played 3 straight seasons with them. This past spring got 15 games of action, one of which was a start, so mainly relieving for him. 37 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 18 walks and struck out 26. So a 26-18 strikeout to walk ratio. So you'd like to see that. And he's going to be facing Alika Ahu as the first batter in this inning.
Alika 0 for 2 today, struck out in the last inning. First pitch to him, slider swung on, batted away foul, and the count will be 0-1. Good movement on that slider right there. Started hard at the plate and drifted it into lefty batter's box. Thankfully, Ahu was able to get it off with his hands and just batted away. The 0-1 on the way. There's an off-speed buried in the dirt. Good eye, though, there, and the count's 1-1. Sun starting to set here as the 0-1 comes in. Ball's in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Shadows being cast across the middle infield right here. So once again, wind blowing slightly out to right field. Not too bad as the 0-1 is in the dirt. Excuse me. Count is now 3 balls and 1 strike.
Hey, wind's about 9 miles an hour here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Like you said, the shadow's going from the third base line towards the first base line, and the wind blowing towards right field typically here in Wenatchee. So again, lefties at a really huge advantage.
3-1 pitch, slider. Outside, that'll be ball 4 now for Ahu. He finally gets a free trip today. It's his first time on base today.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 9, Terrell.
Here's Terrell Reed. And Reed is 0 for 1 today. He walked in the 4th, but then was picked off and caught sleeping there. And hopefully he can see a little bit more improvement in this at-bat right here. First offering to him. Fastball in there for strike one. And maybe with a runner on at first base, that mindset will shift here.
And he's hitless on the year. No RBIs as well. That's surprising considering this past spring with Yavapai College, he batted .380.
Wow.
In 44 games, so a lot of work and a good average.
0-1. Swing and a miss way out in front of that off-speed there. Count will go 0-2. And you hate to say it, but he leads the AppleSox, at least coming to this game, with 10 strikeouts in his 15 at-bats.
Yeah.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 4-0 AppleSox. No outs and a man on first. Check back to first right there. But Ahu will walk in safely. Corners in, middle infield back, looking for a double play ball here. The pitch, swing and a weak ground ball over to first. Drinkle gloves it, takes it himself and tags Reed right there, but the runner will move over to second base, and he gets the job done.
And Terrell Reed still hitless. I mean, again, it's shocking. A .380 average doesn't happen on accident in 44 games. It's one thing, it's like, oh, he's batting .380 and he played 15 games. Like, that's like
60 hits.
60 hits, 11 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs. 7 home runs. I mean, it's in JUCO, it's Yavapai, and you get 32 RBIs. But I mean, like, obviously, just a little cold, Reed. You know, it's not as though he hasn't been getting chances here in Wenatchee. He's gotten a lot of playing time, and he just needs to, hit his stride, hit his groove.
Jonas Shields here. First pitch to him is high and tight for ball 1. Shields having a great day today, going 1 for 2 with a most recent double in the fourth, a fly out in the second, and a walk in the first to start this game off. Runner in scoring position for him here. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss late on that one there. Count will go 0-1. Excuse me, 1-1.
And Shields, not too surprised he's having as good as a season as he has here in the early goings of the 2026 summer season. He batted .408 with Jacksonville University this past spring, so he can really hit the ball well. 20 hits in total. I mean, 14 games played, but still, 408 average is pretty good.
Says something there, the 1-1. Swung on and fouled towards the NorthPaws dugout. Count will be 1-2.
And Shields was the player of the game in the first game of this series with a 5-hit performance. That doesn't happen every day. 5 hits.
Ahu. Decent lead over there at second base. Nobody holding him on, though. As there's 1 out and nobody else on. Puts that team at second. Bottom of the 6th. Here comes the pitch. Hits him right in the back. Ooh, that can't feel good. But there is another runner on here for the Sox.
And that one hit him just square in the numbers, too. That's one of the ones that are, like, the most painful because, for a guy like Shields, 5'8", 175 pounds, it's not a lot of blubber, right? So it's a lot of just, not skin and bones, but, muscle and bones. And so when it hits you on the back like that, there's not a lot of cushion or give, so it just is, getting punched.
It's just firm, yeah.
Whereas, the best place to get hit would be your legs or on, the butt cheek, because it's got a good give to it. It's, a lot of blubber. That's where all the fat's stored.
Here's Kainoa. First pitch to him is swung on and popped up foul and out of play. Count goes 0-1. He's had quite a day. 2 for 3, 2 singles. He got quite a trend started in the third when there was 4 straight singles that brought in 3 runs in that inning. And AppleSox haven't scored a run since then. It's 4-0. Bridges collects himself, gets the sign from Butts. Fires towards the plate. Swing and miss. He waited on that slider there, but just a little too much.
Yeah, McGarry's one of those guys who might get just lost in the sauce with, multi-hit game already in the 6th inning. 4-0 AppleSox on top. And, having a good performance, but just, quietly, sneakily having a good day.
Runners first and second. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, lace, just foul. I'd like to say hopefully that was the win there, but just kept on tailing foul and out of play as he got all of that ball right there just a tad bit late.
Must have been the wind, as we say.
But again, runners first and second. Play at any bag here with 1 out. AppleSox lead 4-0, 0-2 the count on Kainoa. Bridges collects himself, looks at second base, winds back and deals. Here's the pitch. Swing and a weak ground ball. Ian Sagdahl gloves it there. And Sagdahl, an Eastmont grad and close friend of some of my teachers. I've heard heard some stories about Sagdahl about his playing days, and man, what a player there for the Wildcats, and then also at WSU, and then in the Nationals organization, the minor leagues. He's had quite a career, a great addition to Wenatchee here. Time called by McGarry.
Go Cougs. That's my 2 cents. I was waiting for you to get to the Washington State part.
Oh, yeah. I can tell.
Cougs love Cougs.
No balls, 2 strikes to count, 1 out. Runners first and second base. Bridges winds back and deals the pitch just off the plate. Ball 1. That's a close take with 2 strikes.
Now, we got quite a few Cougs on the media team for the AppleSox this year. Myself, Carly, who's just off to my left, Avery, who's also off to my left, Grant Chisholm, good friend of yours. A lot of Cougs.
And Andreas, too. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Bridges fires. Swing and a miss. Fouled into the glove of Butts. And McGarry is retired. His first strikeout today. And that'll bring up Jake Overstreet.
Then I had Rory giving me a look over here saying, hey, why'd you shut me out? Well, she goes to the University of Idaho, so she's a Vandal. She's not a Coug, so I don't know what she's expecting.
We're going to stay loyal to our Coug family.
Exactly. You know, the University of Idaho is just the little brother, basically, of the Blues. It goes Cougs, and then there's just a long list, and then the University of Idaho.
And then ASU is in a league of its own.
Oh, yeah, that's the upper echelon.
Here's Jake Overstreet. First offering to him. It's fouled straight back here into the netting. And the count will go 0-1. 4-0 Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. Sox with 10 hits, Kamloops with 3, and also the NorthPaws with 1 error today. Well, the Sox have done a great job defensively. 2 outs here. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, slider, great movement, but an even better take by Overstreet as he takes it in the dirt for ball 1.
You were talking about Sagdahl. In Game 3 of that Bellingham series, it was International Corgi Day, and Sagdahl has a Corgi named Rally at home. And I was going to mention on the broadcast, but it slipped my mind.
1-1 pitch here, and the dirt, ball 2 in. And yeah, so the Seahawks do a Corgi race in here. That Rally is at least like a 2-time champ winner of that.
Oh, I did not know this.
It's something. I think he's at least a 2-time champ.
Interesting.
I want to say he's won more than that. But shout out Rally. As this one swung on deep left field. Ole brings you back. He'll make the grab, and that will retire the side there. The AppleSox leave 2 men on here with no hits, no errors, and no runs. It still stays 4-0 Sox. We head into the top of the 7th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Discover what premier senior living is all about at Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care in beautiful Wenatchee. Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care communities provide seniors with a stress-free style of living that enhances the mind, body, and spirit. There's always so much going on, from shopping trips to gardening to fitness activities. Plus, you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that trained care staff are present 24/7. Schedule a private tour experience at Blossom Valley and Blossom Creek.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves your car with a rock chip or broken windshield, take it to Discount Auto Glass. Locally owned, Discount Auto Glass specializes in rock chip repair, windshield replacement, mobile service, window tinting, and calibration service on all makes and models. Get your rock chip repaired at Discount Auto Glass, 888-0072 and at 901 Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, across from 7-Eleven.
Hey, it's Stacy with the Floor Factory is Flooring America. Whether you're looking for a small project or a large one, from special order options to our large selection of in-stock, we can help you. From the latest color and style trends or to more of a classic style, we can help you. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl, laminate, and even sheet vinyl. Come check out our newly updated showroom and our last chance bargain basement. They're great for do-it-yourself, or we have professional installation available too at 13 South Wenatchee Avenue. It's where friends send friends to the Floor Factory.
Welcome back to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, top of the 7th inning. Here is the AppleSox lead 4-0. For the play-by-play, here's Smith Sly.
Thank you, Jackson. Due up here for the NorthPaws, it'll be Marcus Butts, then Dylan Decker, and then Kenner Lauterbach. They're the 3 guaranteed NorthPaws here. In the top half of the 7th inning, this game has really moved along. First pitch was at 5:35 p.m. It's just about 7:20 now. And Levi Grothen still on the mound for the AppleSox, the right-hander. His first pitch to Butts is low and away, and that's a ball. Yeah, Butts 1 for 2 today. Had a single in the second. Lined out to Brass at second later on, and the next pitch to him is pulled way outside for ball 1. Pardon me, I should say ball 2. 2-0 the count. So 2 balls, no strikes on Butts, the sophomore from North Dakota. And the pitch is just inside, and that's ball 3. And Marcus Butts at the University of Mary. His 3-0 pitch is just inside, but gets the corner for strike 1. Butts was walking towards first and has to throw it in reverse and come back to the batter's box. And Butts, his sophomore, in his first year with University of Mary was the Rookie of the Year there, as the 3-1 pitch grazes past his chin, and that's ball 4.
One of my favorite things sometimes is when watching a baseball game, whether it's MLB, college, high school, is when a player thinks that they got that ball 4 call and they're so confident, they throw their bat, take all their stuff off, and the umpire's like, no, that was a strike, come on back, and they have to just kind of have to walk on shame back, put all their stuff back on, and then it'll be probably the ball next pitch, and I just find it funny.
First pitch to Decker is a slider dropped in. Decker thought about swinging, but holds up. And yeah, then you throw in the ABS challenge system now in the MLB, and it adds a whole new layer to that kind of drama. And 0-1 count to Decker, the sophomore from Kamloops, and the pitch from Grothen. Slider, strike 2. Great pitch there from Grothen. Just dropped it in.
Good average for Decker, batting .333. He's had a double and a single RBI this year.
0-2 count, the pitch from Grothen, and that's just too high for a ball. And Grothen came in last inning in the 6th, and he went 3 up, 3 down with 3 fly balls to the outfield. And here's the 1-2. And he chops this, but foul right to the Kamloops dugout on the first base side.
Yeah, Grothen doing a great job of not really hit and miss stuff, but pitching to contact and getting weak contact especially.
That's a gorgeous day today in Wenatchee, 63 degrees. Sun's still shining, and here's the 1-2, and that's grounded hard to Ahu. He's got it. He'll step on the bag himself, throw to first. Man, he does it again. Ahu, another double play turned by himself. He has been great up the middle tonight.
What a play right there. He had 2 bad hops, one that hit the mound and then one that hit the lip near shortstop, but somehow he still managed to find a way to glove it. And then he used his giant legs to reach over, take it himself, not even gather himself, and just throw it sidearm.
The first offering to Lauterbach is a slider that missed low. Coupland had to pick it. That's ball 1. And yeah, you go back to talking about poise. That's something right there where poise comes up clutch, where you don't get too nervous and botch the play. As the 1-0 pitch was low again, kind of in the same spot, and that's 2-0 now the count.
The fact that he's 19, he just got out of high school.
Yeah, young kid.
Playing against D1 JUCO guys who've been playing for years.
2-0 pitch is inside past the shoelaces of Lauterbach, and that's ball 3. And, it can be really easy for young guys coming in playing at shortstop like that to have so much pressure on you and just not be able to perform. Great example of a young shortstop not performing, Anthony Volpe. There's a 3-0, and that's outside for ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Lauterbach.
Anthony Volpe is a sore subject. Avery can attest to this. My dad's a big Yankees fan.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay. What's the story there? Why the Yankees? Why the Brooklyn Bombers?
My dad was a big fan of Mr. October.
Okay.
And while I say this, Avery's giving me a big thumbs down.
Interesting. Well, there's 2 outs here. Top half of the 7th inning is 4-0 Wenatchee leading by a good amount, but as we saw yesterday, 4 runs might not be enough of a cushion. The pitch to Sanders is a slider that he chases after him. That's strike 1. Now Sanders, 0 for 1 today, struck out in the 5th. He's got 3 hits, 1 RBI, 1 double, and 3 stolen bases to his name this year. So a fairly good start to the year for Sanders. And the 0-1 just misses low. That was a fastball that couldn't clip the bottom rung.
Good location there, just a tad bit low.
And you're trying to pitch around officiating. That's been questionable. It's a 1-1 count. Here's a pitch. Slider. Dotted up. That's strike 2.
Nice movement there.
And you got to wait a second to confirm the call. And now, don't want to jump the gun. Don't want to sit there and be like, oh, that's ball 2. And then, nope, actually, no, that's strike 2. That's a 1-2 count on Sanders Grothen to end the inning. Lined high and deep to left field. Santiago looking up, but makes the catch at the warning track. Wow. Really had to run a ways to make that catch and end the inning. The NorthPaws get no runs on no hits, no errors, and leave one man left on base. Still 4-0 the score here from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, and you're listening to the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
NCW.News is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.News provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lake Chelan Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.News and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit NCW.News for local news you can trust.
Let's give a big hand to a proud sponsor of today's game, the Salcedo Group of Companies. Celebrating 25 years of serving our valley, Salcedo does it all, from top-tier HVAC and electrical expertise to major local development. Today, they're proving their philanthropic heart by supporting over 70 local organizations across Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties, including our very own Wenatchee AppleSox. Locally grown and deeply committed, Salcedo continues to invest in everything that makes our valley home. Thank you, Salcedo Group of Companies.
Your teenage years are full of unknowns. Your bank shouldn't be one of them. With People's Bank Teen Access Checking, account holders can build healthy money habits while learning to manage their spending. There are no monthly service charges, no balance requirements, and if the parent or guardian has an existing People's Bank account, adding Teen Access takes less than 10 minutes. You know your teen, we know banking. Teen Access Checking from People's Bank. Easy for them, easier for you. Member FDIC.
Are you ready to embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley? Well, look no further than the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing, where the vibrant energy of Pybus Market meets the delightful world of craft beer and gourmet cuisine. The NorthPaws are going to call to the bullpen here in the top of the bottom of the 7th inning, and they are going to bring in the left-hander Christian Castilla, sophomore from Littleton, Colorado, who has played the past 2 years at Pima Community College.
The catcher and your beer batter, Joe Coupland.
And you hear it right there, Joe Coupland leading it off in the bottom half of the 7th innings. 4-0 Wenatchee on top. And that's Castilla. Here's the pitch. Top rung, check swing. They'll appeal down. He does not go, and that's ball 1. So Castilla, 6'5" and 210 pounds. He's a big man. You can see it out there on the mound. Tall left-hander. Here's the pitch to Coupland, and that's kind of up in his kitchen. That's ball 2. And tall left-hander makes you think of Randy Johnson, who...
What a guy.
What a guy. Just got his number retired for the Seattle Mariners. Co-retired with Ichiro Suzuki. And 2-0 count on Coupland. Castilla. The pitch. Tried to drop the slider in, but that's just ball 3, missed inside. And you can see the catcher Butts talking to the home plate umpire, trying to ask where that pitch missed. And here's the 3-0 from Castilla. Outer edge, and that's strike 1.
Coupland has reached every single time. Did I hit by pitch in the first and then singles in the 3rd and 5th inning? See if he can do it here.
So 3-1 count to him. The beer batter of the game. He's already knocked $1 off People's Beer, and he swings and misses on this one, and that's going to fill up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Castilla. supposedly loves to watch Impractical Jokers in his spare time.
Nice.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've never seen an episode of Impractical Jokers before.
Smith, we got to deal with that later.
Payoff pitch from Castilla. And that is lifted high and shallow. It's going to hang up just in front of the infield, and the second baseman, Martin, makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting for the AppleSox, left fielder, Kainoa, Santiago.
Now, the question is, how many episodes of Impractical Jokers are there? Because I feel like this show has been going on for a while. So if you were to have to ballpark it, what's the ballpark?
So 8 seasons, I would say around 20 episodes per, so 160?
Oh, that's actually not that bad. I'm a big One Piece fan, and I got to episode 800 of One Piece, so I think I can handle that.
I commend you for that.
I can work my way through a show. First pitch to Santiago is outside, and it rattles out of the glove of Butts, and that's ball 1. Yeah, Butts has got the catching today. And we were talking about before, I don't know how one comes by the surname Butts. It's got to be a rare one. Here's the 1-0. Wow, that's up and in. That was a slider that kind of fell out of his hands. That's ball 2 to Santiago.
You just got to wear the name proudly.
He's got to embrace it at that point. You know, as a kid, you're going to get, made fun of for it. So you just, do what you got to do. 2-0 count. The pitch from Castilla. That's on the lower outside edge for a strike. And Santiago, just... the Sox are used to it at this point in this series, and they're just kind of rolling with it.
Yep.
2-1 count. Sophomore pitching to a freshman. Castilla. Here it is. That is line hard to right field, and that's going to get to the wall. Wow, bangs off one of the tarps out there, and Santiago, a stand-up double here in the 7th. Man, that was smoked off the bats.
The way that bounced, I thought it was nearly going to be a ground rule double. It got so much height on, I don't know how it got high of a hop there, but you got to give Kainoa Santiago, he hit that ball so hard, rolling all the way to the warning track, and with enough speed, it nearly hopped the fence.
And what a response there, too, from Santiago. A pitch that was possibly a ball, you
questionable,
you're questionable. You're kind of frustrated with it, and you battle back and just get a hit. And that's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. And the first pitch to Landon White, that's outside. He thought about offering at it, but will hold up for ball 1. Now Landon White, RBI single in the first. RBI fielder's choice in the third. He lined out to right field, allowed out in the 5th, and now he's into his 4th at-bat of work. The 1-0 from Castilla. Here's the pitch. And that's a fastball outside. Landon White chases at it. That's strike 1.
Gonzaga connection here. Landon White hopefully can bring him in here and extend the AppleSox lead to 5.
And quite a few Gonzaga guys here in Wenatchee this summer. 1-1 count. AppleSox lead 4-0. They're wanting to extend that to 5-0 if they can, and Landon White will foul this one off over the first base bleachers. 1-2 the counts.
See, Landon White, Kainoa Santiago, Joe Thornton, and then
Ryder Young's going to join the team later this year. Yeah.
Anybody I'm missing?
Well, there's some AppleSox alum on Gonzaga, but who just haven't returned necessarily this year as well. Mm-hmm. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, miss, breaking ball. Gets Landon White to cut through it, and that's a strikeout to get the second out of the inning.
You mentioned AppleSox alums at Gonzaga. First guy that comes to mind for me is Carson Swim.
Wow, what a season he had.
Man, that guy... One funny story about Carson, he started a trend where everybody would be barefoot during pregame BP.
I love that. A little grounding,
Get him centered.
Exactly. The pitch to Cooper Brass is pulled inside past his feet, and that's ball 1. And Carson Swim, was he the WCC pitcher of the year this year? I think he was.
I believe he was.
He was the best. Did he have a no-hitter?
He did.
Yes. That's what it was. I remember seeing that and remembering, hey, this is the guy who pitched for the AppleSox. And the 1-0 from Castilla. Line to the left side, that splits it, and they are going to hold Santiago at third. Darlington was waving him home at first, but then throws up a bit of a late stop sign, and now the AppleSox have him parked on the corners.
Now here's a big moment for Ahu. You can either go two sides of it. You can let the moment get to you, or you could show poise. He shows poise defensively, and now let's get that skill to translate to at the plate here. He walks in his last AB. Let's see what he can do in this moment.
Yeah, he had a 2-run double last night to the deep part of the yard, a stand-up double, and the first pitch to him is on the upper outside corner for a strike. And that was borderline. Questionable, one might say.
12 total hits today for the Sox.
They're just doing really great offensively, kind of breaking the status quo. 0-1. The pitch from Castilla. Runner takes off, swung on and missed by Ahu, and Cooper Brass with a head-first slide, no throw down, so a stolen base for Cooper Brass, and now 2 runners in scoring position for the Sox.
Just gotta get dirty sometimes, you know? Why not?
Or visit 708 South Wenatchee Avenue.
And 0-1 count for Ahu. 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch. And that's low for a ball. And 2 outs here, bottom half of the 7th inning. It's 4-0 Sox leading. They tallied 1 in the first and 3 in the third. They strung together 4 straight singles in that inning. 1-1 count. Castilla, the left-hander, the pitch. That's a slider that he swings and misses on, and that's how the inning comes to a close. Swing and strikeout to get Ahu. The Apple Sox get no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 4-0 still your score here from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The Sox are 1 win away from sweeping the NorthPaws, as now it's Jonathan Christner coming out to pitch for the Apple Sox. We'll be back for his inning of work here on the Wenatchee Apple Sox Radio Network.
Need to rent a car? Remember Wenatchee Rental Cars. Locally owned and located near the airport, they offer after-hours pickup and returns are available. They rent European cars, SUVs, and 7-passenger vehicles, all equipped with all-wheel drive for safe driving. Book by calling 509-888-2397 or send a rental request at WenatcheeRentalCars.com. All vehicles are clean, dependable, and maintained by Eric's European and Asian Auto Repair.
Foster parents provide the safety, love, and nurturing every child deserves. Many kids are just looking for someone to talk to have fun with, to share their life with. Interested in being a foster parent? Call K Connections at 888-2006. That's 888-2006. K Connections, enhancing the lives of those they serve at 2121 North Wenatchee Avenue.
The Loop Trail Cafe wish the Apple Sox the best of success this season. Locally owned, the Loop Trail Cafe has a great menu for breakfast and lunch. Start your morning off with the local famous zombie or breakfast burrito and a cup of coffee or tea. During the hot summer, you'll find ice cream cones. Get a scoop on the Loop. The Loop Trail Cafe, across from the splash pad in the Riverfront Center building at 1 5th Street, Suite 160 in Wenatchee.
This day in baseball history is presented by NCW News. The NCW News Network, accurate and intensely local news from North Central Washington. Check ncw.news for community stories every single day. So turning back the clock just 2 years. So in recent history, back on June 7th, 2024, the Apple Sox match a franchise record with 17 strikeouts as they defeat the Victoria Harbor Cats 3-2 in 12 innings at Royal Athletic Park. Wenatchee spoils Victoria's home opener as Antonio Gianni drives in the game-winning run with a 2-out RBI single in the top of the 12th inning. Well, the Sox call to the bullpen, and they're going to bring in another right-hander, this time Jonathan Christner, making another appearance here for the Apple Sox as he will wind and fire the first pitch to a label, and that's inside for a ball. So 1-0 the counts. Now, Christner made an appearance in that Bellingham series, was able to close out the game, and the pitch is low and inside, and that's a ball. And he came up clutch late in the game. He was the last pitcher of the ball game. They were able to secure the win, and after the win, he chucked his glove at the Apple Sox dugout as a label will send this to left field on a few hops to the glove of Santiago, and that's a leadoff single for a label.
That one sounded great off the bat. Sounded like a perfect for those who play the show. Whew.
So yeah, Jonathan Christner, he came in to pitch in that game games 2 and 3, probably 1 and 2 of that Bellingham series, both of which were wins. And the pitch on the way, and that is low and outside for a ball to Doug Dale. And Christner, sophomore out of Hazlet, Texas, out of Weatherford Junior College in Weatherford, Texas. Here's the pitch to Doug Dale, and he lines this to right field, but right at McGarry. He makes the catch, and a label has to sprint back into first base. He was well off the bag, but they will not throw to the bag, so he is safe back at first base.
Yeah, Label initially thought that was a base hit, but the wind just drifted it back towards McGarry. McGarry knew that, played it off really well, but a Label realized it just in time to where he could get back without getting thrown out there.
And Christner, he's got the fastball, slider, curve, and change. Good traditional 4-pitch mix. As his first pitch to Granger is slapped foul right off the AppleSox dugout, and a couple of the AppleSox players kind of flinch out of the way of that one. And you see pitching coach Quincy Vassar calling signs from the rail of the dugouts. And Christner comes set, runner on, here's the pitch. And that's a changeup low and outside. Good take by Granger to make it a 1-1 count. With 1 out and 1 runner on here for the NorthPaws. That's a Label at first base. Still 4-0. Sox on top here in the top of the 8th inning. And the Sox are hot, as one might say. One, the count, the pitch from Christner. And that's on the inside corner for strike 2. Wow. Good location. Placed. Yeah, perfectly placed. Good fastball from Christner. Not the fastest, but he can locate it when he wants to, and that's all that matters. And Christner, he's a Rays fan, Tampa Bay Rays fan. Not sure what the story is there. He's from Texas. 1-2, slapped foul right at the AppleSox dugout again.
Just going right at the AppleSox dugout today, I see.
Yeah. Little head finder there, trying to take someone's glasses off the bill of their cap. So 1-2 count now. Christner looking for his first strikeout in relief. The pitch. This is fouled off into the stands on the third base side. And, oh, wow, what a catch made by a fan. Whew. He's got a gray hoodie on, and it just kind of drops right into his hands. And
I know that guy.
You know him? Who is it?
He's one of our guest services workers' dad.
Okay. Well, he was just not scared at all. That was coming right for him, and he just nonchalantly made the catch. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Granger, and he will shot this softly to the left side, and Ahu can't make a play on it. It kicks past his glove, and Santiago comes in to keep it in front. Everyone up 90 feet. Everybody's safe.
Yeah, hard play there by Ahu, working all the way towards his right. There has to backhand it, but with how weak that ball was hit, he just wasn't going to be able to make a play in time.
The question is that going to be an error or is that going to be a hit? I feel like that would be a hit.
Yeah, rule book dictates that will be a hit.
I believe so. Scorekeeper says it's a hit. He's standing right next to us, Ryan, up here in the press box. He's very cool. And now there's a mound visit here. Coupland comes out and, that's quick. He's right back to behind home play. He just went out to tell something to Christner, and it didn't take that long. And now Martin's going to climb up to the right-handed batter's box. 2 runners on for the NorthPaws. It's Granger at first and a Label at second. The pitch to Martin is just too high and just too outside for a ball. And Christner pitched this past spring with Weatherford. 14 appearances there, all in relief, so a mainly relieving role for him. Ended the year with a 7.84 ERA. This pitch, center cut, swing and a miss. 1-1 the count with 1 out. 2 runners on for the NorthPaws and a 4-0 Wenatchee lead. Mm-hmm. They've been just clinging to that since the 3rd inning. The question is, can they hold on to it?
They've done a good job of keeping them off the base paths.
1-1, slider, strike 2. Man, really dotted it up. Now Christner still hunting that first strikeout of his relief outing today. Just got into the game this inning. And he's been great early on in relief. Here's the 1-2, and that's a slider low and away for ball 2.
Doesn't need to do anything too much here. Just needs to go out these guys, get the outs, because this ball game's almost over.
And it's weird to say that. This game has moved by fast. The AppleSox have been efficient all night. Here's the 2-2 from Christner. Swung on and fouled back to the glove of Coupland, and that's strike 3, the first strikeout of the night for Christner.
I love how Coupland had a little bit of a flare there. The moment that went into his glove, he stuck his glove out proudly, showed everybody that he got it.
And you got to sell the call. Make sure they know, hey, I got the out there. With the officiating as it's been the past 2 games, you can't take any chances. And it's Keegan Drinkle now for NorthPaws. 2 outs, 2 runners on, and he will foul this back out of the glove of Coupland. He couldn't squeeze it, and it kind of rattled down the leather. And that's the 5th strikeout of the night for the AppleSox. They hang their 5th stocking from the flagpole here on the press box. Thank you, Avery. He's the one hanging things up here. Our PA announcer in the press box. He does good work. Former Coug. As is Carly, who's also waving to me off to my left. There's the 0-1, and that's way outside for a ball. And the wind kind of dying down here in Wenatchee. About 9 miles an hour. It was up to 13 last night, so wind was kind of picking up, kind of cooling things off at the ballpark. And here's the 1-1 to Drinkle, and he kind of gets us on the end of the bat, foul, left field side. It'll touch down on the green berm. And so some young Sox fans will try and grab that for a souvenir. I remember being a kid and going to like minor league games or summer league games like this, and you're just foul ball hunting the whole game. You're on the top of the 8th. It's 4-0 Sox on top. The pitch from Christner, and this is sent high and deep to right field, but twisting well foul, and it'll drop in front of the warning track and trickle into the NorthPaws bullpen.
Yeah, I used to play on this field at one point.
Oh yeah, you're from Wenatchee.
The youth kiddie camp.
Nice.
I remember I came here for at least 3 to 4 years at the kiddie camp. Great memories here. Would highly recommend.
I remember doing the same thing, but at my high school fields back home in Bellevue, Redmonds.
Nice.
And the 1-2 pitch is foul back, so Drinkle really battling. He's staying alive. And yeah, I remember, doing that when I was like, I'm trying to think how old I was, like 6, 7, 8 years old. And, you see these high school kids, and when you're that little, you see the high school players, and they look like they're just like big leaguers to you when you're that young.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-2 is outside for ball 2 to even it up. And so, it was the kind of, and it was surreal when I became a high schooler. They're still doing it, and you get to lead that camp. And so it's weird. You're like, man, I remember doing this, and I am not nearly what I thought I looked like when I was a kid. As Christner gets him swinging on the upper outside edge to end the inning and hang a 0. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. What a job by Christner to work himself out of a jam. 4-0 still your score here in the 8th inning. We're into the bottom half, and we're going to take a break here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Hi, folks. Kelly Herschel from Valley Tractor and Rentals, your one-stop Kubota shop. Kubota and Valley Tractor is keeping it simple. You want the best-selling compact tractor? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact excavator? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact skid steer? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling diesel zero-turn mower? Buy a Kubota. You want the best? Buy a Kubota. Kubota and Valley Tractor since 1948, Baker Flats, East Wenatchee.
It's Father's Day. Win your share of over $12,700 in free play at all 12 Tribes Colville Casino locations. Cooley Dam, Lake Chelan, and Omak. Father's Day hot seats going on Sunday, June 21st from noon to 4 p.m. For full details, visit the Players Advantage Club or ColvilleCasinos.com. 12 Tribes Colville Casinos. Far from the ordinary, close to the adventure. Please play responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
I have come to the conclusion that one useless man is called a disgrace, that 2 are called a law firm, and that 3 or more become a Congress. And by God, I have had this Congress.
250 years ago, the spark was lit, and a new America was forged in the flames. From the Numerica Performing Arts Center and Jamie Donegan Productions, Hot August Nights features Tony Award-winning musical 1776. July 31st through August 15th at the Numerica Pack. Tickets for 1776 now on sale at numericapack.org.
NorthPaws are going to call to the pen again. So the day is done for Cade Bridges. He goes just 1 inning, allowing no runs on only 1 walk and no hits. Pardon me, 2 hits. And now they're going to bring in Bryce Payne, the right-hander, 6'1", 185 pounds, out of, Nacogdoches, Texas. I know I did not pronounce that right, so I apologize, but, that is a mouthful right there. Do you want to take a stab at this, Jackson?
Nacogdoches? That was worse. I don't know.
This deserves a Google later on tonight, and the first pitch to Reed is inside, but gets to the corner for strike 1. And Terrell still 0 for 2 so far today and hitless on the season. The 0-1 pitch is sent high and right towards the first baseman, and Drinkle makes the catch. That's what's a P3 to kick things off here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Number 4, Jonah.
Also, one of our interns here, Rory, would like to give us a happy anniversary shout-out to her parents, Jason and Christy. 30 years of marriage. Shout-out Jason and Christy.
And 30 years. And I'm only 20 when you think about that. So if you've been married for 30 years, you've been married for longer than I've been alive. As the first pitch to Shields is on that bottom rail, and that's strike 1. Now I love making people feel old. I'm only 20 years old, born in 2006, and the 1-0 pitch from Payne. Here it is to Shields, and that's a slider that just missed low. One and one the count with 1 out here in the 8th. Nobody on, so blank canvas for Jonas Shields. Here's the pitch to him. And that's low. That's ball 2. 2-1, it goes the count. Shields is 1 for 2 so far today with a double in the 4th. Drew a walk in the 1st, came around to score. That was the first run of the ball game. 2-1 pitch from Payne. And that's well outside to make it a 3-ball, 1-strike count. And Jonas Shields still just continues to lead the team for hits. He's got 12 with that double today. And, 5 of those hits came in just game 1 of the series when he had a 5-hit performance. 3-1, skied high and foul straight over the press box here. And that's going to go to the parking lot. Fills it up, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Shields, the kid from North Dakota, playing at Jacksonville University in Florida. So weird kind of path there. North Dakota, Jacksonville, Florida, and now to Washington. Payoff pitch from Payne. This is grounded up the middle, and that's another hit. The 13th hit of the year for Jonas Shields. He just continues to hit the ball insanely well.
There is no stopping this guy. What a game today, reaching 4 out of 5 times today. He's got 2 hits. He got a hit by pitch and a walk, and he just finds a way. He's an absolute dog.
And Kai McGarry now for the Sox. His walk-up song, as you hear there, Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani. And another guy who has Sweet Escape as the walk-up song is Gavin Roy for Washington State University. The pitch to McGarry is a slider inside. Shields takes off for second. Head first slide. The throw never arrived. And it's another stolen base for Jonas Shields. Make it 5 on the year for Shields. He has wheels.
He can do just about anything today.
Pretty much. He can do no wrong.
No.
1-0 count to McGarry. And the pitch from Payne. Swung on, shots right in front of home plate, and that's foul. Wow, Butts just watched it backspin back to him. And that's just a shorts and unproductive strike. Yeah, like I said, Gavin Roy with the Sweet Escape as his walk-up song, Coug. Just played his last year in college baseball. He's a senior from Sudbury, Ontario. Had a really good year with the Cougs, and then they got to regionals, and he did really great there as well. And he's a diminutive guy, only about, I believe, 5'9". Small guy. I would see him walking around campus when I'm going to class or when he's coming back home. And you walk past him and you're like, that's Gavin Roy, because you recognize him. But he just is like, it's funny. He's like, a few inches shorter than me, but he plays Division I baseball. He's also just a real muscular guy. And the 1-1 pitch to McGarry. Here it is from Payne. Shields dancing around at the bag, and it's a slider inside, strike 2 taken by McGarry. That's the thing is, like, baseball is one of those games where I feel like you don't have to be the tallest, you don't have to be the biggest, you don't have to be the strongest. You can still get it done. That's Jonas Shields is a good example.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, I'm a JV baseball legend. You can ask me all about it.
Here's the 1-2 to McGarry. Got him swinging on a slider up top, and he goes down with a swinging strikeout.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Hey, you beat me to it. I was about to ask you. I was like, Jackson, does that ring true for you? Hey, you're a bit of a shorter guy, but I mean, like, still very athletic.
They're saying 5'5" is the new 6'2", so you never know.
And 6'2" is overrated because, like, the world's just not built for you at that point. Like, you're just too big, you know. Anything over 6 feet is really just, like, you know, you're just a giant at that point, and it's, like, it's monstrosity.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah, I know how to do it, you know? You see, like, what's the average height? I think it's, like, 5'10" or something like that. So, basically what I'm saying is if you are over 5'10", you're basically just, like, an ogre. You're just like a giant. You're just taller than everybody else. And here's the pitch to Overstreet, and that's well high and inside for a ball. Yeah, Overstreet, he is 2 for 4 so far today. A single in the third, a single in the fifth. He's been reaching base a lot today. And he's got Shields at second. He wants to trade spots with him. The pitch is a slider dropped in for strike one. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Still 4-0. Wenatchee leading this game. They are 1 win away from a series sweep, and this would be their first series sweep of the season if they can get it. They almost had it in Bellingham, and it just kind of eluded them. And here's the pitch from Payne. Slider, and somehow that does not just
a little in.
Yeah, that looked like it was in the same spot as the pitch before, but, you know, it's fool you once, shame on me. Fool you twice. Oh, no. Here's the 2-1 from Payne. The pitch. And that's inside for ball 3.
I appreciate you trying that.
Yeah. What was it George Bush said? He was like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're not going to fool me. You're not going to fool me again.
Fool me. Wait.
Yeah, it was fool me twice, you're not going to fool me again.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's a J. Cole song.
Exactly. 3-1 pitch from Payne. Up top, ball 4. What a quality at-bat there from Jake Overstreet, and now the Sox have 2 runners on with 2 outs.
His third time reaching on base today with 2 singles in the third and fifth, and then now that walk right there. And he's put the ball in play every single time, and he had a double play in the first, and then he had that fly out in the sixth. But, yeah, now we got Joe up. See what he can do here.
Beer batter. Tonight for the AppleSox. Beer of the night, Kona Big Wave. And Coupland has already knocked $1 off everyone's beer with that single earlier today, and he's in a good spot here. Here's a pitch. Slide inside, and it misses for a ball.
Did a little bit of a Soto shuffle there. I don't know if you saw that.
A bit of the Soto shuffle. Yeah. Juan Soto, currently the highest paid baseball player in history, I believe. I don't think anyone's been paid that much ever. 1-0 pitch on the way. And that's a slider that really slipped down the fingertips, and that's ball 2. And, you know, the MLB talking about the salary cap. You know, I think it would be good for baseball. I think, you know,
I agree.
You can't just have the Dodgers, you know, every year constructing the Avengers as their lineup, and then they win back-to-back championships. 2-0 pitch, inside, grazed past his knuckles. It's 3-0. 4-0 the score here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 2 runners on for the NorthPaws. That's Shields at second and Overstreet at first. And Coupland at the plate. Payne. He wants to end this inning scoreless, and the 3-0 is right down Broadway, strike 1. Coupland did not have the green lights.
Yep, clear red light there. He didn't even look at that as that came in.
If there's anyone who would have the green light, I feel like it would be Coupland. He has the lone home run for the Sox this year. You want him to just, like, poke one over that left field fence. 3-1 pitch. Oh, man. Right on the numbers. Coupland cannot catch a break. He was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, and he's hit by one again here in the 8th.
That was right in the middle of his lettering, square in the back, and you could just tell that one hurt. The way he just recoiled as that one came. Ooh, he's going to feel that one tomorrow.
Yeah. He winced and grimaced after it hit him, like just between the shoulder blades almost. That's tough. Well, hey, now it's Kainoa Santiago who, man, he's having a really good day today. RBI single in the third, reached on fielder's choice in the fifth, and then had a double in the seventh. So he has been just hitting it all over the yard, and he also drew a walk as well back in the first inning. So, I mean, quality at bat after quality at bat for Kainoa Santiago. He's putting together a player of the game type performance. And here's the pitch to Santiago. Check swing. Yeah, he definitely went. That's strike one. Home plate umpire takes the call of that himself.
There's another thing, too, I like alongside when they walk is when they clearly go past that. Like, what? No, I didn't do that.
You see, you gotta, it's theater, you know? You gotta really sell it. And the 0-1, that's a slider on the outside corner, strike two.
And baseball's more than just playing sometimes. It's also acting at some points.
You know, you hear it said that, you know, the game is 10% physical, 90% mental. And part of that is being able to, you know, win an Oscar at times.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. Oh, man. High, a towering fly ball, but, I mean, not even close to in play. And that's just a long and loud strike. And again, in BP, you see Santiago hit a lot of balls out to right field. He's a left-handed batter going against a right-handed pitcher. If he gets a good pitch to hit here, no better time for it. Bases loaded. The 0-2. That's well outside for ball one.
Hit it frequently. Last time they had an open practice, he hit 2 or 3 home runs back-to-back in BP, so he's got the power for it.
You know, not a lot of opportunities to prove himself in Gonzaga, and he's trying to eat up some playing time here. 1-2, swung on, missed. And the breaking ball really slowed him down, and that's how the inning ends. The AppleSox get no runs on just 1 hit, no errors, and leave 3 men stranded. They strand the bases loaded in the 8th. Hey, we're into the top half of the 9th inning. The last 3 outs on the horizon. Christner back out on the mound, so stay tuned to figure out how this game ends. 4-0 Wenatchee on top, and they are just 3 outs away from the series sweep here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
This summer, slide into summer fun at Slidewaters Lake Chelan, your one-stop vacation paradise. With 11 fun-filled water slides, cruise down the downhill racer, bolt down their 2 classic Thunder Rapids with just you on your tube or a party up to 4. Plunge down the completely enclosed Purple Haze or float down the lazy river. Slidewaters Lake Chelan. For all the fun adventures, go to slidewaters.com.
Getting bored with the white walls in your house? Let Exterior Solutions and Alexandria Moldings brighten up your interior. Available in various sizes, Alexandria Moldings lends to great project ideas. Use them to build up beautiful moldings, design wall and ceiling panels, and practical shelves. They can also revive your staircases to their natural shine. Exterior Solutions can help you find just what you need. Alexandria Moldings at Exterior Solutions, 151st Street Southeast in East Wenatchee.
Jeff is back from the Country Inn Family Restaurant. You have prime rib on Friday and Saturday.
Always Friday and Saturday. He's tired of barbecuing. Come on out and let me do the cooking. We got slow roasted prime rib served up Friday and Saturday night. I start serving it around 3:30, 4 o'clock until we run out.
And remember, if you're hungry like me, early in the morning, guess who's open up for breakfast 7 days a week?
Down here at the Country Inn.
Off Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, the Country Inn Family Restaurant. How long have you been in business?
Going on over 40 years, since 1975.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Dave, you take care.
Official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM, KCSY Twist, the greatest hits of all time.
4-0 still the score here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, top of the 9th inning, and on play-by-play, it's Jackson Dodd.
Thank you, Smith. Christner's pitch just outside, falls outside, and the count will be 1-0 on Marcus Butts, who leads off this inning. Once again, AppleSox leading 4-0 with 13 hits in this ball game, no errors. Well, Kamloops, 5 hits, no runs, and 1 error. Here's the 1-0 outside into the dirt. Ball 2.
And 13 hits. That is not what I was expecting from the AppleSox today.
If they do get the sweep today, this can be a big win for them.
Huge.
And shows their offensive prowess. Here's the 3-0. In there for strike 1.
And I was mentioning it that the NorthPaws have yet to have a game where they scored less than 6 runs, and 3 outs away from snapping that right here.
This could be it. 3-1 pitch. Just outside, ball 4. But also, as you mentioned earlier, pregame, Smith, can you remind everyone how many runs there were last inning or last game?
Man, 8-1 into the 9th inning. You're 3 outs away from getting a win, and then you give up 6 runs. I mean, You just, like, and then you win the game still, surprisingly. Yeah. Like, it's not very every day you give up 6 runs in an inning and still win the game.
Here's Dylan Decker, 1 for 3 today. The pitch swung on and flared foul out of play for strike 1. Grounded out into a 6-4-3 double play in the 7th. AppleSox want to repeat that here. The 0-1 is just inside. Count goes to 1-1. Crowd showing a little bit of a disagreement with that call there.
And the crowd here is very vocal. They talk a lot.
1-1. The pitch clips the inner half. Strike 2. They applaud that one, though, there.
Yeah, exactly. They got a lot of personality here in Wenatchee at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium.
1 ball, 2 strikes, man on first. No outs here. Christner looks back, fighters towards the plate. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Caught him looking. And Dylan Decker admires that 3rd strike and take the walk of shame back to the dugout.
Strikeout number 3 for Christner today.
The shortstop, Kenner Lauterbach.
Here's Kenner Lauterbach. He's 1 for 2. Strikeout. Grounded into a double play and then walked most recently in the 7th. Marcus Butts on first base. 4-0 Sox. Here's the pitch from Christner. Outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Christner looks back. Deals towards the plate. Really good movement there. And a strike call.
That's a good fastball there. And really just like put it right where he wanted it to. And a lot of velocity too.
4-0 Sox here. Top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive. Right field moving back towards the warning track. To McGarry. He makes the grab. And Butts will have to trot back to first base. 2 down now. 1 out away for a series sweep in the AppleSox first homestand of this summer.
And the Sox have been really treating their home crowd to some great baseball games. Game 1, walk-off win. Game 2 last night. I mean, you could not leave early. You had to stay to the very end. I mean, 8-7, and then tonight possibly got about to get a 4-0 win.
First offering here, swinging and miss, blew it by him. 2 strikes away here on Sanders. And a series win for the Sox. Butts on first base. Christner. Deep breath. And here's the pitch. His fastball catches the outer black. Strike 2. 1 strike away, folks. Crowd chanting sweep. Getting behind Christner here. No balls. 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ball. Flared shallow right field. McGarry moves in. And he makes the grab. Sox sweep the NorthPaws. Final score, 4-0. And just